wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Jack, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying.
Yeah. Scottay on the mic, pen scribbling plays. Zio in the zone, calling highlights and waves. Saturday night, late vibes, we staying awake. HBCU legends, every move they make. Gridiron dreams, under lights they gleam. Crowd roars electric, you can feel the beam. Past clashing, 808 stomping, marching bands hitting, stadium jumping. Late Readz, catch the plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Late Readz, catch the plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Drum major stepping, the rhythm don't miss. Halftime show, crowd moving like this. Zio got the stats, Scottay got the flow. Dropping gems and heat like a trap maestro. Running backs dashing, quarterbacks flashing. HBCU pride, the passion everlasting. Shimmering keys, late night haze. Gator sprint pass, drift through the maze. Games on the screen, stories untold. Legends in the making, the future unfolds. Late Readz, get your plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Late Readz, get your plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games, analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty Man back with another one. You already know you watching Late Readz. And listen, again, we got stuff to do, so we ain't do it directly after the show. But one day we gonna get it right. One day we gonna get it together. All right, one day we gonna get it together. But listen, you already know I can't do this show without my brother from another. Give it up for my boy, Zoe Phillips.
Yeah, one day.
One day we gonna get it. One day we go get it together.
Look, I'm just gonna tell you, it's on me. It's on me, baby. Pre-birthday deal. Just actually touchdown in Jackson, man. I was on the coast. You know what I'm saying? I was bowed, not broken because of the game yesterday. We won't get into that, but you know what I'm saying? A little pre-birthday thing we did, so I had to hit up the coast. So it's on me. But we're gonna get it together.
What we gonna get it together. Now listen, before I get started, I'm gonna tell you guys, anytime Zoe, because you know Zoe be like, if I tell you something, listen, if Zoe tells you about any FBS or G5 opponent that they're gonna play and beat, just go ahead and put money on the other team. All right, let's not even.
Hey, hold on. Hey, funny
story. Just go ahead and put money on the other team.
I got a funny story about that. Lord, I can't believe I'm about to admit this, but so I go to Bally's night before the game. I go to Bally's, man. I place a bet on my beloved JSU. You know, we 14 point underdogs. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take JSU with the points, dog. Man, you should have seen me in the fourth quarter. Look, after we got that field goal, I was like, we just need one more touchdown.
That boy was fighting.
Look,
that boy was fighting.
Because you only got a touchdown. I'm like,
you cover. Yeah.
We're down by 11.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I need y'all to. I've never done it before in my life. I'm like, we lost. I'm like, damn, I need y'all to get a touchdown. Like,
garbage time. I need them garbage time points. Yeah, listen.
I think I need to get my damn money back, bro.
You know what? So I respect that though, because you put money where your mouth is. You know, there's a lot of people wouldn't. I damn sure wouldn't. That one.
Hey, but you know what? We're gonna get into the game because it was some good and some bad. It was some good and some bad in that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it.
Want to get into a little quick hits right now. I saw this, and I just find it very funny how everybody outside of the world of HBCU sees how crazy it is that two teams in the same conference play a non-conference game. But when I say that, it's crazy. People be like, oh, Scotty, I mean, you know, we got to do what we got to do. But again, I just need people to understand of how, I'm not saying this like it's not frowned. It's like one of them unwritten rules like you're not supposed to do. But like in HBC words, like, hey, whatever, we're cool. Now again, I get it for the big matchups, right? Like the Grambling and Jacksons and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense. Go schedule somebody, man.
Well, you can't count me in the number, but I do want to give a caveat. This is not new, even for the ACC. It's happened in the SEC before. It's happened in every Power 4 conference. I want people to understand that. It just happened with a lot more regularity in the SWAC and in the MEAC, but mostly in the SWAC. And it's happening in some other FCS conferences as well. But don't count me in that number of people that want to do it, because I don't fall into that. Because I understand tradition and I understand having those big games. But man, the only constant in this world, Scotty, is change, and you have to evolve, but again, you have to work outside of that. If somebody's going to roll off for 2 years, damn it, just use that 2 years to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Get better in those 2 years, or do some other things to get money in those 2 years. Yeah. It's lazy to me.
It's super. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't agree with it. I think because again, like, what? And we gonna get into the game. But when you get your ass beat in an out-of-conference game by a conference opponent 30-7, like what is there to look forward to? Other than saying, well, at least it wasn't a conference game. Like, come on, I don't get it, man. Why not be a Lamar, right? Why not be a Lamar, go schedule somebody, go beat somebody, and now the whole world's like, whoa, Lamar, oh my God. But instead,
I was going to see, how I don't put down, any SWAC school scheduling a D2 school. I don't, right? But I would much rather you play a really good Division II team than non-conference, conference opponent. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, because sometimes it could be a late scheduling thing. So my thing is, you have options. They'll say, give me options. Give me a choice. I give you options.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You can schedule another FCS opponent because let's be real, bro. Like you can schedule a D2 school, and we talk about, can they bring somebody? Well, the D2 school, in a lot of instances, are going to bring the same thing that you'll get by scheduling another FCS opponent or, anything else. So, even when it's a conference game, it's not always a guaranteed, numbers wise. You know what I'm saying? And so, and because my biggest flex outside of that is when we have 3 classics for one school. That's insane to me. And several of us have done that, because you do know the moment you play in any classic, it's essentially giving a home game away. And so when you play in 2 and 3, you're essentially giving 2 and 3 home games away. You see what I'm saying?
It is. It is. Now, let's jump into the show. Got to start off. Now, again, you might not have heard. I'm going to keep saying, there's only a few platforms that were high on Delaware State, and 2 of the guys are sitting right here. Okay.
Boosie door.
Oh, I gotta get it. I'm gonna get this. Listen, I'm gonna get it. You go first. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it prepared. I want to talk about that because, again, we heard a lot of backlash for our opinions on Delaware State. You were very high on the staff from the get-go when you said of who he was bringing, right? And then on top of that, of the people and the kids that he was also recruiting into the program, it was good to see what we have been saying for so long.
But Scotty, look, I'm gonna say this. This is look, I'm a SWAC guy.
Hold on, Zoe. Hold on.
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was slim, but I told y'all.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm a SWAC guy.
Yeah.
I'm a SWAC guy through and through. This is me having no affiliation with the MEAC, just looking at it from a distance. Listen, man, ball is ball, Scotty. Players are players. It's the same. Players are players. You sit there, we get so enamored and locked into the name and history. I'm telling y'all, when you see who they're bringing in, I was like, and I even say going forward to next year, who's going to out-recruit them?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, the talent that they brought in from the West Coast over there, they have, in my opinion, from what I've seen thus far, we're 2 games in. They have the fastest team in the MEAC. I said that before the season started. Look at the players that they're bringing in. Bro, they look good. They look good. And the main thing that I kept saying, and I kept saying, here's the thing. It's not like it's a 9-team conference or a 10-team conference. One game in the MEAC equates
to shift the whole landscape.
So to sit here and act like because it's Delaware State and what they're known for doing and what they're usually doing, that's going to equate to what's going to happen this year, you're sadly mistaken. I'm like, look at what they're doing. Look at the staff. Look at who they're bringing in. I wanted to see the scheme. We talked about that too, bro. Yeah. I was like, I want to see what they're doing on offense, see what they're doing on defense. Bro, they look really, really good. I almost to the point now, I got to see one more game. Bro, I'm almost like.
Start changing schedule for Jay. Yeah, you better start changing them schedule games because, again, and let me say this. I want to give it twofold because, again, what I did not like seeing was, UAlbany's not good. But see, this is the issue. Everybody had UAlbany winning. So to me, you're saying that Delaware State was worse. It didn't matter how bad UAlbany was. You were saying that Delaware State is worse than UAlbany. And we all picked UAlbany to win because UAlbany's not that bad of a program to where you're just like, oh, Delaware State has to win this game or they should win this game. No, a lot of people had Delaware State losing this game. That's number one. Number two, it is not easy. I need you, if you did not watch the game, I need you to, I'm going to break it down to you what happened. UAlbany just scores to go up 32-31. 32-31.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they score and they kick the field goal, weather delay. It goes into an automatic weather delay. Now, mind you, it's a minute and 32 or it's like a minute and 40 seconds left in the game.
Go cold.
They had a 3-hour wait to bring the game back.
Go cold, the game on the line.
in the fourth quarter.
First year coach.
And you come out and win it on the game winning. That is preparation beyond preparation. You can't, there's not a lot of teams that would have been able to do that, to where you keep your team level-headed enough, because everybody would have felt down. It's Delaware State. Oh, we lost another one, because they were up 2 scores going into the fourth quarter.
A known loser isn't doing that.
It takes a different mentality to keep your team on edge like that, to where they come out and they execute at a high level to go win the game. That's different. Like that to me, that was the if nothing else goes well, I can build off of that, because you know that these guys are locked in step with this team and they look damn good doing it. The only thing is the discipline stuff has to get reined in, and the defense secondary has to get reined in a little bit more. But that comes with time, that comes with more games, that comes with more preparation. But Desean Jackson, for everything people thought Norfolk would be, I'm telling you, me and Zoe said it here when it first went down. We think Delaware State was going to be better than Norfolk, and it's coming to pass. I'm just saying. We said it.
We said they were going to be a player in year 1. It was like, oh, Lord, ain't no way, how, who, what. I'm like, we got to stop focusing so much on last year and name. You got to pay attention to what's being done. And then again, seeing in that first game how they look. Because again, how it transitioned to week 2. Who they play next week?
Let me get that. I'm gonna do it right now. Del State football schedule. They play Bowie State. Dub.
So watch this. Now I'm going to pose a question to you. If I told you after 3 weeks, who would have the better record, Central or Delaware State? We would all say Central.
We would have. You
see what I'm saying?
Would have.
You see what I'm saying?
You would.
And this is no shot or anything to Central, because again, we know what Central is going to be, what we foresee them to be. But again, after 3 weeks, you can sit there and say, "Oh, Delaware State 2-1." Dare I say 2-1 after 3 weeks? And because I think Central got another FBS opponent next week, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe they do. NCCU versus let me see, NCCU football schedule. They got Fayetteville, and then they got A&T.
Fayetteville and then A&T. So
they could probably go on a run, because then they got East Texas A&M. So they're gonna go on a little run.
You know. Hold on, because we didn't talk about this. We skipped over this last show. Remember, we talked. Everybody gave me hell because I said New Hampshire was gonna beat Central.
You did say that.
Yeah,
you did say that. And then they got smacked by ODU too.
But you know, the thing is, man, again, Delaware State, they're going to be a player this year. And I'm not saying that they're going to win, but being in contention is not a difficult thing in this conference. It's not.
It's really not.
Because essentially for the past 3 years, you had whoever won the conference really only had one tough game every season. Now you're talking about, okay, South Carolina State plays Central. That's going to be the de facto championship game. Not so fast. Delaware State's going to have something to say this year, because I say it's not impossible to think that they can't clip one of the two. And if that happens, it's going to throw a monkey wrench in everything.
I think Del State beat Southern. I don't think they beat them handedly.
Don't matter. I think Delaware State beat Southern.
I think Delaware State beat Southern. I mean, talent for talent, they're a way more talented team than Southern. I don't care what you're talking about.
So to answer that question, they will have the same
record
that Central has.
Exactly the same record. That's how I feel. And I'll say this: I say they played New Hampshire better than NCCU. That's just my personal opinion, but hey, what do I know? But I like Caden Bennett. I think he's coming along. I think they're using him correctly. He's a steady ship for them because, again, he has a lot of experience. But let's flip it over to the right and let's talk. Congratulations, Vick. You got your first win. You got your first win in overtime against a Division II opponent, and you should have lost the game. I mean, goddamn. I mean, they had a field goal to VSU had a field goal to win it. They miss, goes into overtime, and they come out and they pull out the end. Again, that's how football rolls.
So what's the reason why? Because because I felt like before, remember the last game, he decided to go back to the starting quarterback. Got right back in the same hole, but then now you make a change because Otto showed what he showed in the last game.
Yeah, he come
back in this game, and because if you don't make the switch over to Otto,
lose.
You're 0-2.
You lose. And I want to say shout out to T-Mall, Norfolk State alum, DB played for them. He said it. He said it's gonna be Otto to the rescue. He said it. He said that has been Otto's career at Norfolk. Has been Otto to the rescue. Right. My thing is this. The Izzy experiment has got to be over because Zoe, I believe I came on here and I said to you, I said, it's like my son playing 10U football. And then he goes down and plays 9U and he dominates. But then you're supposed to, am I supposed to expect him to come back up to 10U and dominate? It was even worse for Izzy. I give you a D2 opponent, you still stink it up.
He was sticking the joint up too, bro.
You still stink it up.
I'm gonna say
again,
this, though.
Come on, man.
Vick, look, I know it's early. I know it's only 2 games, but he really looked like he's in over his head. He really, really does. Really, really does. A lot's gonna have to change for them to change. I mean, again, I know it's year 1. He's gonna take his lumps, and he's not expected to win.
Hold on. Paris, I thought the deal is that they'll beat you by 2 touchdowns. They beat you by 2 touchdowns. They beat you by 2 touchdowns. That was the bet, that you would lose by 2 touchdowns. I said that. So you owe me money and somebody else owe me money. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I would say he looks like he's way in over his head. Seriously. But again, they weren't expecting to win, like win in year 1. And that's okay, because he's going to take his lumps in year 1 and to grow from it. But man, it just his body language, you know what I'm saying? How it looks, how it feels, bro. It like he's way in over his head for real.
It was 21. Oh, see now how you feel about them not covering. They were 3 points off. Oh, it was 3 touchdowns. I thought it was 2 touchdowns. All right, I got you, P. Put your cash app. I got you. I was close though. Should have been. Y'all got some garbage time points. Let me say this, and I agree with you. His demeanor, like, again, people can say perspective is everything, right? At the end of the day, how people see it can come off one way. And you might not mean it that way, but that's how it comes off. And how it comes off is just that it's like, it's just like, like I'm here. But again, with Desean, and we said it in the press. So when we watched the press conference, we talked about it. We brought it up and said his energy is infectious of just how bad he really, and you saw it with the promotion of Delaware State. Yeah. Everywhere he went, it was baby blue and red, sky blue and red, sky blue and red. And we kept saying, and I kept saying, I'm like, when is Vick gonna wear something? When is Vick gonna put on? When is Vick gonna show that he's coaching? When is Vick going? And again, it's the little things, right? It's the little things that just kind of, again, my wife said, she said, baby, maybe there's something going on between Michael Vick and Norfolk. And I said, that could be true, but his representation of the institution has nothing to do with his problem with the administration. You accepted a job. There probably were things that Desean did not like about Jackson State, or the things that he might have had problems with. But listen, when he got in front of that camera outside that interview with EYL, outside that interview, it was always Jackson State paraphernalia, lock, skip, jump. I mean, you wouldn't be caught dead without a J, right?
Yeah, but the things that you're dealing with, Scotty, there's a lot of truth to that, right? But the things that you're dealing with, that's outside of football. Just like when you play, you compartmentalize. All the professionals do it. He's a professional athlete. Because guess what? The field is my sanctuary. I'm a leader of men. And again, I know. So I saw someone say, "Well, he's silent. He always will be." It's not about being talkative. We're not saying that he needs to talk. That's not what we're getting at. It's how it looks and how it feels. During the game, he appears as if he has the energy around his program, and him is, what have I gotten myself into? Literally, that's the look and feel of it. Like he's in way over his head. So it's not about him talking. Look, Bill Belichick doesn't talk much.
Oh, yeah.
You know but you can see how stoic and focused he is when the game is being called. But you don't see a look of desperation on his face. It's not about being talkative. I'm telling you, the energy and the look and the feel, because you get the complete opposite. Desean Jackson is doing a shit ton of talking during the game, right? But then I tell you what, bro, did you see the post-game press conference after the game last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, go watch it. Go watch it. Desean Jackson after the game last night, you will be like, oh, hell yeah, they're going to win.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, hell yeah, they're going to win in year one. That's all that we're saying. So it's not about being talkative. Be your true, authentic self. We'll probably say that in all things. But again, you just get the look and feel from Vick like I'm in over my head. And that's okay too, because I can say this. He can learn in this first year. And he probably may even admit as much, Scotty, next year. You know, he may be like, hey, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? My passion wasn't there initially, but now I know exactly what I'm in, what I've got myself into, and I'm ready to lead these young men. You know what I'm saying? Because he's never been a coach before. It's OJT. It's literally on-the-job training. That's all that we're saying. He appears to be, in over his head.
Well, where did you watch the post?
I actually saw something on Twitter, believe it or not.
Okay.
A nice long clip from the hold on, bro.
Desean Jackson post game.
Hold on. I sure did.
If somebody has it, send it to my Twitter. Desean Jackson post game. UAlbany. Yeah, if anybody can find it, just let me know. Send it to me and see. Go talk about keeping players lose.
Oh, God. Darn it. I think I just saw something. Hold on. Media. Matter of fact, right after I had called you, Caden Bennett is getting a whole lot better. I found one thing. I found one clip I'm about to text to you now, bro.
No, not that one. I'm talking about the Desean Jackson one, Mr. Campbell. Well, listen. Again, it's not about the. Okay.
I'll just text you one clip.
All right. My thing is this: when it comes to. Oh, okay. I just saw that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Here it is. I found it.
There was another one there, like it was a more in depth that I actually saw.
Let me bring it up.
I'll keep looking. Go ahead, bro. I'll keep looking.
No, you good. I got the one you just brought up. Hey, hopefully you guys can hear this. It's a little low, but hopefully you can hear it. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta share it the right way. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. I forgot to share it the right way. Share screen, Chrome tab. All right, I got you. Here you go. There you go. Here you go.
Focused. I mean, the first scenario when we went in, it was 30 minutes for the first time, then we went back out there, and then we had to get another delay. So the first time we just sat in there and just kind of had a dark room, guys put on headphones and just, locked in. And We came back out in a few minutes later. We had to come back in, and then that time was a little longer. So, you know, we came in the weight room, let them move around, put some food in their system, you know, because their attention span, man, they still young dudes, so it's hard to kind of keep them. So I just didn't want to be cramped up in the locker room, just allow them to kind of have a little freedom. But they did a good job staying locked in.
Stay focused.
I mean, the first.
That was it. Hopefully,
I found it. I found it. So it was actually, bro. It was on IG. I'm texting you now, but I found it. I knew it was one of them. I just text you. He's actually talking about the team.
Let's see. You got an iPhone or you got an Apple?
Man, I got a Droid, bro.
Yeah, I forgot. All right, I gotta send it to myself. Because usually I can pull it up through my computer when I got people who got a iPhone. With the old folks.
Oh, you didn't mean email it.
Nah, that just sounded. Oh, you need me to email it to you? Nah, I got you. Let me copy this. Put it in here. Boom. All right, here we go.
Where it just left that conference. So them guys played good football. Last year they was in the top in the FCS conference. So week in, week out, I mean, we look towards everybody not giving us any credit. They don't believe in us. They don't think we're going to win games, and we take that personal. And I know my guys. I know the work they put in. I know how dedicated they are. I know how dedicated I am. And we don't take that lightly. When we see the odds that we don't have no shot at winning any games, we know what we can do. And it's a dangerous team. I'm telling you right now. Y'all going to see it this year. I keep preaching and I keep harping on it. We will win. And this team is dangerous. And as long as we take care of our responsibilities from penalties and mistakes, sky's the limits for this team. So, one game at a time, obviously, but I know what we're going to do, man. It's going to be a legendary special year. I love being in this scenario, in this position, because even today, people didn't give us the credit to win this game, right? It's Albany, the conference they come from. Delaware just left that conference. So them guys play good football. Last year, they was in the top in the FCS conference. So week in, week out, I mean, we look towards everybody not.
Now, I said that in the group chat. Zoe, we in the group chat. And I said this was an FCS playoff team a couple years ago. Like, they just had a draft pick, if I'm not mistaken, or they had a kid get drafted or had a kid go to the NFL. Like, I really hate when people downplay somebody's opponent because they think this team is that bad or, oh, they messed up or whatever. They were up 2 scores. Delaware State would have lost this game. Like, they would have gave this game away to UAlbany if the final score would have stayed where it was. Like, Delaware State is legit, and people got to put some respect on their name, man. Like, I don't get it.
But see, that's why I say, it's good to you got to give that game context, because here's the thing. You can't on one hand tell me, oh, it's Delaware State and what they're known for, reputation, right? You can't sell that to me and then minimize and not give yesterday's game context, because if what you say is true about is Delaware State and who they are and yada, 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 they lose that game yesterday. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to get that, because again, even I don't care if it's Central or South Carolina State, going to a 3-hour delay with a minute left and you're trailing, right? No matter who it is, to come back and then get that dub, we love to minimize success when it's coming from somebody that we don't expect it to come from. We love to minimize that until they do it to us. I'm not going to give you credit until you do it to me. No, bro. That game is the type of game in a first-time head coach. That's to me, showing what they did against Delaware to transition from that to winning the next week in the fashion that they did, that tells me something. And then again, those comments that you just heard from him came directly after that game. And he's right? When you say, hey, we minimize the mistakes, no team that's Delaware State, or if it's Howard or anybody else that's known for losing, they're not talking like that in year one, bro. They're not feeling like that in year one. So it's different. So again, man, look, they 1-1 right now.
And the thing about it is what do we always say? The biggest jump is from what? From
week 1
to week 2. And you see that they got better. The team played faster. They played harder. They made big plays. And I'm telling you, I'm sorry. Something about that 3-hour delay is always going to stick with me, and I think it's going to build throughout the season. I think it's going to be one of those snowball effects because it takes a lot for you to keep your team locked in for 3 hours. And
with a minute left, though. With a minute and
with a minute left, you got to wait 3 hours to play a minute to win the game. So that's different. That's
how many coaches, Scotty? How many coaches play not to lose and not playing to win? It's a minute to change left, and we're going ahead to win this game after a 3-hour delay. That's strong, bro.
That's different.
That's strong.
I can't lie to you. That's different.
And so for people to minimize that, Albany is no good, man. Okay.
Yeah.
A known loser takes everything that comes their way because all you're doing is building up, momentum for these conference games. So I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna clip somebody.
They definitely will. Let me say this because I know we're not talking about the Morgan State game today, but I'm gonna say this. I like that quarterback at Morgan State. I know he has his issues, he has his problems. That kid's electric. And if they could get it together, like I like what Morgan has. I really do. I think they should have definitely won that game. If he doesn't throw the pick six, they definitely win that game. But hey, it to each his own. All right, let's get to it. Wrong. Now I told you. I feel like the girl off of Next Friday with the brick. I done told you. Now you go out here messing with these people, all right? Got your butt whooped. Flat out. And if it wasn't for the garbage time points, I have $5 right now. But your team, your time, tell us what transpired in this game, though.
For Jack State in this particular game yesterday, it was just getting in their own way. I'm encouraged from what I saw yesterday. I really am. When we talk about FCS opponents playing FBS opponents, typically you get bum rushed and manhandled with regards to depth and everything else. We had the best defense in that stadium yesterday, by far and away. But the same old things in football logic actually end up rendering his head to Jackson State. Turnovers, penalties, and boneheaded penalties at bad times, and keeping the defense on the field for entirely too long, it'll render his head. Well, and that was the thing for Jackson State: penalties, bad penalties, turnovers. Because if you lose turnover battle, you're going to lose that game. So turnovers, penalties, and then not converting enough on third down. If we convert on third down, and special teams too, because if we actually go into that first half, it was 17-10. And literally, if we do away with that block punt, we actually should win at halftime up 13. I would say 13-10. If we're really keeping it honest.
Now, there's something that you love to say to me when I get to effing. If my auntie had a pecker, she would be my uncle. Ain't that what you say?
Make no mistake about it. Paul will be Paul. Make no mistake about it.
That's what you said.
But I'm giving my thing as to what happened because again, the thing is the defense came to play. I love what we did. We the way we went against the run. I loved it. I'm encouraged for what we'll do. This is by far the toughest opponent that we'll play all year with regards to the talent that we'll face on the field. Outside of at quarterback, I think Body will probably be the best quarterback that we'll face this entire season. But quarterback, I did a lot of things with his leg, but man, the way we ran the ball, we had the physical line. We won the line of scrimmage. But the thing is, we destroy ourselves with penalties, man. In that first half, specifically, we get 3rd and 2, false start. 3rd and 1, false start. 3rd and 3, false starts on multiple drives. That's a killer for you. Getting the 3rd and long, and you're not having success doing what you want to do from a passing standpoint. But looking at the stats and what we did, even at the game's end, for the rushing attempts that we had, rushing yards that we were able to accumulate, We looked the part. But again, turnovers, penalties, and not being good on third down. It will be a detriment to win any game, let alone an FBS opponent. And I went into Friday, I went to the game saying, if we do the things that we need to do, which was not turn the ball over, being able to run the ball and lower the penalties, because the first week we had 8 penalties for, I think, like 70-something yards, and we actually had, I believe, 11 penalties this particular game. And they came at the worst time possible. In doing so, you will give yourself a chance to win and be in any game. And because we didn't do those, that's why the things ended up being the way they ended up being. Also, but again, defense playing the majority of the game, they're going to wear down. And that's exactly what happened to Jackson State. But trying to translate that to where we'll be going forward, I'm very, very encouraged what we'll do defensively because I look over the landscape in the SWAC of who's going to run the ball and what they want to do. And I like where we are defensively. The thing is, we still don't know what we'll do from a passing standpoint, from a pass-happy team. We don't face Prairie View, but Alabama State pretty wants to throw it a little bit more than, probably some other teams. But Southern wants to run the ball. FAMU wants to run the ball. So when it goes to that and who we're facing, I'm encouraged with what we can actually do. But we stunk it up in the second half. We got to do some things. I will question these on the thing. I thought we would do some other things offensively with regards to, using the middle of the field more, Scotty, utilizing the tight end more. The only thing that really got me or irked me was how we were able to, on 2 drives, man, they got stalled. I think how we got some points. Even had it been just a field goal before Southern Miss scored, I think the game actually goes kind of differently. We had one long play that Jacobian had to Kobe Paul, man, pass interference. But one thing that really broke it over to me for their scoring was that bogus pass interference call that they actually got down the sideline on us on a 3rd and long. And also Southern Miss got bailed out on 2 drives in particular on 3rd and long and got some flags. They ended up giving them some first down. So, but again, that goes to the penalty point that I was telling you. So we got some things we got to clean up, bro. We got to get better offensively with regards to passing the ball. Not that we have to be a 300 passing yard offense, but if we can hover around 225 and run the way we run, then we should be fine.
First of all, can I just say I knew this was gonna happen? I mean, I knew this ass whooping was coming. So I just want to be very clear. Now all comments were just I want to preference by anybody by saying I knew this ass whooping was coming. I would be lying if I said I wasn't shocked at halftime of what the score was, because I caught it like right at the set, like right in the middle of the second going into half, and I'm like, okay, this is a game. Now going back and watching it, that block punt was absolutely
horrible.
Huge. Yes. It was huge for them. Got the crowd going, got everything kind of rolling from there, got them into the game. I felt like for what the Hampton Muff punt was for y'all is what that block punt was for them, because it was a seesaw type of game. You guys stopped them, they stopped you, and then they got the block punt and went from there. The thing that if I'm a Jackson State fan, I got to be encouraged about is the way you run the ball. I like, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't the most creative. It is simply you can't stop us, and it's just flat out. It reminds me of the 94, 93 Cowboys. Emmett left, Emmett right. It's like we're just coming downhill, and you have to respect that. And again, when you're looking, see, for me, when I see these power games, I don't care if you win or not. I would like for you to win, but I don't really care. I kind of try to see where you stack up with, what. Because trench play usually is where they first get you, is in the trenches. And then from there, it's team speed. Yeah, the O-line was just mauling. If I don't understand how Jacoby and Morgan throws the ball 27 times and you got Travis Terrell averaging 8 yards a carry. That logically doesn't even make sense to me. And I keep telling people, Jacoby and Morgan past 20 attempts, it is not a good game. If you're telling me Jacoby and Morgan is in that 25, 30, 35 range, the game is not going in Jackson State's favor. It is going into the other opponent, because the less is more when it comes for Jacoby and Morgan. Now, I'll say this. And somebody asked me, they called me after the game. I said, listen, you don't need Jacoby and Morgan to be a star. You just need Jacoby and Morgan to make throws. And that has to, because again, there's going to be a time, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Bro, I just need you to hit it. I just need you to hit it. Or I need the receivers to come down with it, but something has to work in our favor. Something just has to go in our favor. And that was it. Like, for me, offensively, there's not a team offensively that is going to be as good as Southern Miss. Now, schematically, I think A&M will give you some fits. I think what I mean fits is just how they scheme it up, not really like straight talent-wise. Because that Bama, Braylon Braxton, shit, that Bama is good. Like,
and we missed 4 sacks.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
We missed 4 sacks. We missed 4 sacks though.
You know what I'm saying? That Bama's good, man.
And let me say this too.
And Braylon Brown and Carl Chester, them Bama's are good.
Let me say this. We missed 4 sacks. So that would have been, I think we got those, I think we would have ended up with 7 sacks on the game, right?
Yeah.
Which is outstanding from an FCS standpoint against an FBS team. But let me say this, because I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. We talked about Quincy Ivory last week.
He played a hell of a game again.
This game yesterday was amazing.
Yeah, he played a hell of a game.
Had 10 tackles, 1 sack, I think a tackle and a half for loss.
Mm-hmm.
Had 4 hurries. Had an outstanding game. We tackled okay, at least on the front line. We missed some tackles on the second level a little bit, but we got some things to work on. Make no mistake about it. We got some things to work on, but I'm encouraged. I will say this. I'm not going to disagree with you about the number of attempts. That's not my issue. I'm going to be honest. That's not my issue, because we could say 25 attempts. We're splitting hairs, because if you're having a hot game and you get them, right? My thing is the types of throws. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have seen us utilize the tight end a lot more. Also, you know, we had some horrible screens, but again, that was because of penetration. But I would love this. I would love to have seen some different types of throws. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some things that are actually quarterback friendly. Utilizing the tight end screens, more traditional running back screens. Not as many wide receiver screens, but that we utilize, because they stay too safety high, and you got to run them out of it. But I also still think that, you know, we talk about weapons all the time. Well, I always say in the HBCU landscape, don't tell me about weapons if you're not going to utilize all of them. And so that's the thing. But again, if we do that, because again, Stouffer gets in, and that was a horrible thing too, because we're driving on that possession, right? Stouffer gets in, throws a horrible interception on this one pass attempt. I don't know if you saw that play.
No, I didn't see that one.
When Jacoby got out, he was injured, so he went out for one play.
Yeah.
Stouffer comes in. There was a 3rd and I think like a 3rd and 5. Throws a horrible interception, and that was like on the 30-yard line. So again, if we get points on that drive, like as no matter how people feel about what the offense was or how it looked, we had plenty of opportunities, even the way that it was designed, right? But again, you say 3rd and 2, throw this. My retort to that is, Scott, it was 3rd and 2, flag, push back. Another drive, 3rd and 3, flag. You know what I'm saying? Illegal snap. I mean, false start. I mean, we got so many damn false starts on freaking 3rd down. It was ridiculous.
Because
and again, we were horrible on 3rd down because.
Now explain. Now again, I've never been to Southern Miss, but I do believe that crowd was probably a little more ruckus than normal. You know what I'm saying? Jackson State coming in, had all the riffraff going on throughout the week, so that crowd could have been a little bit more ramped up than normal. You know what I'm saying? And again, now me personally, I would say that's an environment you don't usually play in until it's homecoming. That's my personal opinion. You don't play in an environment like that most times because it just doesn't get that loud.
Matter of fact, let me tell you something. TC did something I never even thought I'd see TC do, and did it. It was early 3rd quarter. Jack State's on its own, like 28-yard line. 4th down. They go for it. And got it.
Okay.
Yes. Never seen. I wouldn't ever think TC would do it. Did it. So But what they showed me is faith in the offense, faith in the O-line. They can't stop us, you know what I'm saying, doing this. You don't get that from an FCS standpoint against the FBS team. So, like I said, there were things to actually take from this game. We just got to get better on offense. I think, again, special teams look fine outside of the damn punt because we returned the ball well on kickoffs. Punt return was fine. You know, we got a field goal. You know, G-Baby did his thing, but that block punt was freaking horrible.
Yeah.
And because, again, it totally changed the first half. Because, again, if we go in tied to half, that's a win for Jackson State.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
that's the thing.
For me, and again, if somebody said it, I think they're making a great point. Like, says off script, how many SWAC quarterbacks have 0 passing touchdowns? Listen,
A few.
At the end of the day, the preseason SWAC player of the year, 274 yards, 0 touchdowns, and an interception. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm going to keep saying it. People, the identity of this team, it has not changed. I don't care that this guy's a SWAC player. First of all, he shouldn't have been. That's flat out. But the fact of the matter is this team is a run-first team. I don't give a damn if you had 6 wide receivers that all had 1,000 yards. It is a run-first team, and everything is built off the run. It's not built off of his arm. So, again, the options and the weapons that you have, how can they be utilized if, again, the crux of my team is me turning around and handing the ball off? And that's why I didn't understand if I'm Nathan, why I come here. Now, again, I'll never get on a player for wanting to win, right? Because I believe that Jackson's going to win a lot of games. But if you're talking about elevating your brand as a wide receiver, it doesn't make any sense that you would come to this team, right? Like, because that's not what they're built off of. But to each his own. But I mean, I we'll see what it gets like in conference play as we move along. And you guys got Tuskegee next, and that should be a good bounce back game for Jacoby and maybe a confidence booster for him. But yeah, I mean, this is a run first team, and if you stop the run, you have a chance of beating Jackson State. That's where it comes down to. But how many times you're going to stop it? To each his own, because them brolic Bamas up there, they be moving Bamas for real. But overall, Zoe, your grade for, and explain why you gave Jackson a C+.
Well, I gave a C+, just mostly off of the optics of what we know when we talk about FCS against FBS opponents, because typically in that game, depth takes over, and you get bum rushed at the line of scrimmage. And Jackson State more than held their own on the offensive standpoint with regards to line of scrimmage play. And we always talk about bad O-line play on the FCS level or not as many guys. And this speaks to recruiting to me when it comes to how we look on the O-line. And our O-line, man, when it came to what we want to do and buying him Jacoby sometime, even in the past game, man, the O-line did that. We looked apart. Like I would tell anybody, from a talent standpoint, Jackson State is there with Southern Miss. It's not a thing where you glaringly see, man, these boys don't belong on the field with them. And we saw that. Bear in mind, their quarterback was the player of the year in the Sun Belt. And even he only had, I believe, like 189 yards passing. He ran the ball very, very well, though. On third downs, got some huge gains for them. And he looked the part. He's a good player. But again, the defense looked like it belonged. But the main thing was the O-line and the way we ran the ball. Because, again, typically when you see these games, Scotty, O-line, unless you just got one stout O-lineman, and that's still just one player. Yeah. We're talking about a unit, and we went 5 running backs deep in this game. And we looked the part. So, but the main thing why we couldn't give it of it, because, again, number one, we lost the game. I don't care. We lost the game. But then number two, penalties, man. And, TC said that's one thing we're going to have to clean up. And even going forward, bro, for Tuskegee and even Southern the week after that, man, we got to clean the penalties up, because even for a team that's run heavy or we're going to be dependent on the run, Scotty, look, even if we're playing Alabama State or FAMU, same thing still apply, bro. It's 3rd and 2 and it's 3rd and 7 for a team that needs to rely on the run. You can't consistently go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7. Yeah. It'll cost you games. You can't sit here and get double-digit number of penalties and expect to win. Can it happen? Yes, but You don't need to do anything that's going to give you even more resistance outside of the opposition, bro. And you can't beat yourself. So that's why I gave it a C+. We got to get better on special teams. We were fine outside of look at it, man. 12 penalties for 87 yards.
7 yards. Woo.
Yeah, 12 penalties, and again, 2 turnovers. You ask why we lose, there you go right there. You know, so you gotta if you change those penalties and those 2 turnovers, this score is different, bro. I'm not saying we win, but that score is different. And it's more of a competitive game. So therein lies the issue. So that's why I gave it C+. We gotta, if we minimize the turnovers, get down the penalties, that could easily probably be a B+, you know what I'm saying? And an A will only determine if we win the game and we do better passing the ball.
Yeah, I gave it a C. I think offensively you're still one-dimensional, which I expected. But you're good at that one dimension. Really, 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 really elite at that one dimension of your offense. And defensively, I mean, you held your own. You know what I'm saying? Listen, BJ Washington is a freaking stud. I remember when he came back from injury and everybody was talking about him, and he made a couple plays when he came back, and he's an absolute stud, man. He was everywhere on the field in the secondary. Your corners, I still got to see a little bit more from them. But safety wise and linebacker wise, you're pretty straight. You're pretty straight, and D line wise as well, especially with Quincy Ivory and Williams.
We still need to see the other end though, because again, you know, teams are going to scheme for Ivory now, and you start to double them. So that's why, to your point, we know what Ivory can do. We've seen it in 2 weeks, but you still got to do something to fortify the other end.
Absolutely. But overall, no, I think if you are a Jackson State fan, you gotta did you get your ass whooped? Yes. But you gotta, when you look at the crux of the game, it's like we played really well. Just mental mistakes, which is also a part of the game, right? But you got to take the good with the bad, and the good to me outweighs the bad in this game. So that's why I'm on the C fence with it, because again, you could take away that you have a really good O-line. You could take away that your D-line is really good. You could take away that you have some really, really great running backs by committee. You could take away that Nathan Rimpart is as advertised, right? Like, he's going to come down with the tough catch. He's going to make space. He's going to give you an out. And for me, anything below, I'm going to keep it a buck. I would tell teams anything below 3 and 6 is going to Nathan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we got to throw that thing, he's going to Nathan. I'll tell you, and you still couldn't cover this kid, right? He's just that good.
He's legit, bro.
No, he's legit. He's absolutely legit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would tell teams, like, anything below 3 and 6, if we can't run it, it's going to Nathan, and just try to stop him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that. But so again, there's a lot to take away, and I think there's a lot of things that you can look on the bright side of, even after you got your ass whooped, which I said you would. So, you know, again, did I enjoy the moment that I got your ass whooped? Yeah, I wish you didn't get no garbage time points, so I get all my money. But, you know, hey, to each his own. It is what it is. So that's how I got my grade for the C. And they'll bounce back from Tuskegee and keep it pushing going forward. So, all right, next up. Listen, let me say this. Let me get some time.
It's the second one.
This is the second one. What do you mean?
Talked about A&M for season 2.
Yeah, we did. Now let me say this. I gotta give kudos. Yeah, I gotta give kudos to Alabama. Watching it on the TV. First of all, HBCU Go does an amazing job for production. Out of everything that I've watched, HBCU Go's production is just absolutely A1. Like, I'll take them over ESPN any day of the week. I'm telling you that right now. And I love their commentator. He's like really oh yeah. I don't know why. I really like that dude. He's really good. Like, he's really proper, but he does all the black nuances, even in his properness, is really, really dope to me. A&M's atmosphere for that game was electric through the TV. Now,
hey, shout out their fan base. I think the attendance was about 17,000.
Listen,
on the holes, I think 22. So shout out A&M for showing up, man.
Dog, it was. I could feel the energy through the TV. It was so good. Like, they got the lights like Southern got. The band, I ain't never heard A&M's band while watching a football game. Since I've been in this space, I have never heard a referee tell A&M's band, can you please stop playing when Alcorn? I ain't never, in the 4 years I've been doing this, though, I ain't never heard Alabama A&M band say, hey, stop playing. I ain't never heard that in the history of me covering this space.
That Match Day Classic gonna be lit this year.
No, it was like I could feel the energy through the man. I loved it. I felt like I was in the game. Like I really felt like I was there in the atmosphere. Shout out to A&M. I'm like, man, I was telling my wife this morning. I said, babe, can you believe Alabama A&M trying to be a football school? Like they really trying to make a comeback. And let me say this before I get into the game. That boy Quad, he has a Cam Newton-esque aura about him. He's so lively. He smiles. He runs. He got swag. Like, if I'm an A&M fan, I want to fire Connor Maynard again for wasting a year of eligibility. I would want to fire him again. I would rehire him and fire him again just for the stupidness of him wasting Quad's potential. Like, dog, you had that Bama in the locker room, and you switching Bamas. And I said this, and anybody can go back and watch. I said A&M probably had one of the best quarterback rooms when they had Quad, Quincy, and X. And I said, this is what I said. I said this. I said Quad is a Ferrari. I said he's a Ferrari, but if you don't know how to drive it, it will crash you. It will kill you, right? And I said Q is like the Subaru. Like he can do whatever you he can do whatever you want him to do in whatever condition. He can throw it, run it, whatever. He's just not as explosive as Quad.
You did a different make a model car, dog. A Subaru.
The Subaru was very reliable.
But
right?
the black people though, what black person you know got a Subaru?
Actually, my best friend mama got a Subaru. It's like a little hatch,
Wow.
My mama was gonna buy me a Subaru for my first car. But anyway, but my thing is like it was one of those things. You could even call Quincy a Corvette, but Quad had to be a Ferrari because of just the ability. Like it's just raw ability just wrapped up in him, and to see it all come out. They really could have put 60 on Alcorn if things didn't kind of go off the rails. But again, A&M looks really good offensively. But Sam Payne has got to get this defense together for real. But go ahead.
But we said this though. We said this, and again, even with Shade and T-Jack at Prairie View, again, it's first year.
Yeah,
first year. So everything is not going to be lined up perfectly like it really, really needs to be. I know the game's got to get played, but it's still year one. And we felt like both hires were going to be moving in the right direction like they needed to be. Alabama man, it looked really, really good, bro. It looked really, really good. We talked about that first drive, and it was like, man, never seen an easy drive the way they scored against Arkansas. But, man, like, they look good, man. That's why East is gonna be a monster, bro. But we called it, man. That cupboard was not bare. Again, Maynard had guys. Remember the year prior? Remember they brought in like 38 guys on defense alone?
Just transfers.
So I'm telling you, like the cupboard wasn't bare at A&M. They just didn't get the success on the toward the end of the game like they needed to, and that's why they had to make another decision to get rid of Maynard and bring in another coach. And they didn't have a lot of guys at the portal. So, he made some changes, put some guys there, brought a few guys in, but they recruited well too. And so you're seeing that, man. But again, that's also juxtaposed Alcorn, right?
Oh, God.
Again, you go to the first game, now you see it in week 2, you don't see much progression. Now, kudos to them because they had the scoring output that they didn't have in week 1. So kudos to them for that, right? Because they did make this a game.
They did.
But man, you look at the stats and just how it looked. It's going to be a long year on the reservation, bro. Long year on the reservation. And, Sid talked about, getting bigger and stronger, in the trenches, whatever the case may be, how they were shorter and smaller. You know, man. I see Ms. Jack. Yeah, the running back is good. The running back is good. But, man, if all you got to rely on is your starting running back, you're in a world of trouble.
In a world of trouble. And I'll say this, and I'm going to bring up some of the stats for this game. I got to give credit to Gales in this form. I like that he didn't come out and try to run that stupid shit he did against Northwestern. I mean, it was dumb. He tried to run the tower to where he had them 3 backs, and it just
Drago, somebody said pull up the penalties for that game.
Oh, let me go to team stats. Woo! That's a high penalized game. 9 for Alcorn, 10 for A&M. I think you gotta give credit to him coming in with a different game plan. It was more spread out. It wasn't. You didn't know that they were just going to run the ball. You actually thought they could throw it. But man, those running backs. Listen, Davis and Sewell, them boys can run. They can really get going. And I was just waiting for A&M to make some adjustments to have better run fits, to make Tolbert beat you. But it was time and time again that they just let Alcorn 1-play drive, 3-play drive, 4-play, and they score. And I'm just like, you're not making it. And granted, be the quad in the OC and in the offensive production that A&M had. That's the only thing. Quad was secretly Quad just really killed A&M Alcorn by themselves. But if it was not for his production and his explosiveness, Alcorn could have easily won this game because they could not be stopped running the ball. And then after halftime, they kind of made some adjustments and kind of slowed it down. But you really put your team behind the 8 ball with those 1-2 play drives and expecting your offense to come out and support you and go score again, which they did. But overall, Alabama A&M, and somebody said, you right, Zoe, Dodo refs. Alabama A&M looked really good offensively, and they got a freshman receiver who looked really good. They got some other receivers that looked really good. Morrow looked really good. He was on the team last year as well. I thought he was a better running back than the guy they had before who came from Michigan State. That's just me personally. But overall, I like the direction that they're going in. And Sam Shade is a defensive-minded guy, so he got to get that right. So this is my issue with Sam. How can you be a defensive-minded guy and you get put 40 on?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something else that we had missed, though. The one thing that's showing his head from week 1 to week 2 with Alcorn, somebody mentioned it. Man, their wide receivers are trash. No, I'm serious because, bro, they had so many drops that first game against Northwestern State. I mean, remember we said the quarterback play looks like it's going to be a little bit better than what it was last season. Yeah. But that Norfolk State game, man, I think they had about 6 or 7 drops in that game. And so to see that, they had quite a few drops yesterday. Like I said, they were able to put points, on the board, and kudos to them from that because it's good to see that from week 1 to week 2, right? Yeah. Hey, I put up 31, in week 2. And to have the output is good. But, bro, that's 2 straight weeks where you got multiple drops. That's not a good look, bro. Like, that's not good at all. So, and again, being dependent, and that's why me personally, I prefer running back by committee, especially in this new landscape of NIL. You don't want to be run heavy to focus on one guy getting 30 carries. You know what I'm saying? Facts. When you can spread 40 carries around 4 people, you keep guys fresh for the season and everybody's contributing. You know what I'm saying? And so when you got that one back, because again, what if you have a drop off or that back gets hurried? Now I got to put all the load by committee or, one particular player. So again, they look almost equal, you know what I'm saying? Even though A&M got them by, here's the crazy thing, A&M got them by essentially, I'm going to go ahead and say 100 yards, right? Yeah. But then look at the TOP. Like, look at the passes. I mean, very, very equal. Look at the TOP. Yeah. How you getting a whole 100 more yards, bro, in 50 seconds in TOP? Just think about that. I mean, because look at the rushing yards, 186 to 192. Look at the passing attempts. A&M had 1 more passing attempt than what Alcorn did.
That's crazy. With twice the production.
So you see, with twice the production, that speaks to drops.
That's tough. And that's then crazy. 8 of 14. 4 of 12. I mean, they didn't have to do a 4th down convert. Like and then again, both having high penalties. You know what I'm saying? Both having the high penalties. It's a lot, man. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. Again, I have no problem with none of them golden helm dudes. But a lot of them was getting on there talking about how they got this and how they got that, and this is this, and said is this, and said Gales is doing this, and no, that's all good and dandy until he gets put on the field. And I don't say you got ran out the gym, but you got ran on. Like, I mean, they was run. And again, I'm going to keep saying it. Why would your Cedric Thomas, whatever his name is a defensive-minded head coach. He was a defensive coordinator at Alcorn before he got this job. How are you getting 40 points put on you and you're a defensive-minded head coach? It will never make any sense to me. And that's why I'm on Sam Shade's head too, because you built your money in this, but the only thing that's saving Sam Shade is it took him 3 years to get Miles to where he was, to where now he has this job. So year 1, he went 1-9 at Miles, right? He has a talented team with A&M. That's why you see him winning games. But as the season goes along, I have to see this defense get a little bit better as it goes along. You just want that offense to keep putting up high production and tweaking the defense as it goes along. But said in year 2, defense looks just as bad.
And I tell you, look, this weekend they got Mississippi State coming up. So I'm telling you now, next week they got Pine Bluff.
And that could listen, they play UCA tough.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Next week, because Mississippi State is a foregone conclusion. So here's the thing: you're 0-3. Okay, you already lost a conference game. You go into Pine Bluff. If Alcorn loses that game,
conference game or out of conference game?
I think A&M was a conference game. I believe.
Oh wow!
I believe. Hold on. Hold on. I could tell you in 1 second.
I thought it was an out of conference game.
It may be. I can tell you in 1 second. But the thing is, that game now against UAPB.
Yeah, not a conference. Yeah, not a
conference. It's not a conference game. That game against UAPB, bro, that's a make or break game for the entirety of their season. Because here's the thing, bro. If they don't win that game, you're 0-1 conference and you're 0-4. You're 0-4.
Over.
And you're 0-4. You still got Prairie View, Jackson State. They play FAM. I mean, Grambling. I mean, it's tough sledding, bro. It's tough sledding. So again, we all say it'll be back next year. But let me ask you this. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is hypothetical. So if any Alcorn watchers just posing the question.
Yeah.
What if they go winless? Does that change things?
Fired.
Does that change things?
If he wins one, if the only game
they play Lincoln, well, let me take that because they play Lincoln, they'll win that game.
I'll give you 2. Let's say they beat UAPB and they beat Lincoln. He's got to go. If those are the only 2 wins you got to go. Because think about the games you lost to Northwestern, a program that had 1 game in years. If you lose the Valley too, which is possible because they are good, he got to go. He got to go. This because if I'm Alcorn, this ain't UAPB, and that ain't the standard we trying to make around here. So no, if he does 2-10, he got to go.
So here's my thought on this. I think we always got to get to how we got to where we are. I think we always have to use that when we're talking about evaluating coaches, right? How did Sid get this job?
Fred McNair walks out.
Walks out, right?
Walks out.
And we didn't do this whole national search to go get another coach.
Sid's my guy. I want Sid.
But watch this. Even though Fred left, Howie left, whatever it was, what was Fred's record that last year he left?
He had a winning record. I think it was like 7-4.
It was like 7-4. It was something like that. It was 7-4. It was something along those lines. My rule of thumb is if a coach leaves, whatever your record is at that time, If you go below that,
Ooh.
you're trading backwards.
Ooh.
And so look at what he's done since then. Look at what they did last year. If you regress even more, because they were 5-7 last year, right?
I believe. I got you. I'm putting up their schedule right now from last year. They went 6-6 last year.
They went 6-6.
5-3 in conference.
Six. That's what they were 5-3. 6-6. If you regress to go 2-9 or 2-10, I don't know how many games they got. If you go 2-9, 2-10 the following year, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
You got to make a decision at that point, because watch this. What is it going to take in year 3 to keep you? Because it cannot be 6-6, because that was the best you've done so thus far. To me, in your third year, you regress to 2-9, 2-10. You have to supersede in year 3, because traditionally in college football, year 3 is the marker year for any coach, because traditionally most coaches get a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
So year 3 is the barometer year, and if you don't make a move in year 3, now we pretty much know like we're getting close to cutting ties. Because if you do get to your 4th year, that's your make or break year to get an extension or get a new deal. So if he goes 2-10 or 2-9 in year 3, you have to supersede 6-6. Because if you don't, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Because the guy before you was consistently winning.
Yeah. So this is my thing, though. Okay, so we already know the Mississippi State game is a loss. This is a neutral game because it's the new.
It's Southern Heritage Classic. It's a pick me at this point.
Yeah. These two games are so important, and the reason I say that is because if you lose these two games, you probably won't find another win. You probably won't find another win outside of Lincoln. You got FAM. It's still sketchy, but it's in Tallahassee, right? Valley. That's at Alcorn, but Valley is not they're not a walkthrough no more, right? Texas Southern, that's a loss. I don't give a damn. That's an L. I don't care. I've seen that team. That's an L. Southern, that's an A.
But that's question.
That's an A. No, that's an A. And that's an A. That's an A as well, because it's at Alcorn. And then you got Jackson, that's an L. So again, you might win 4 games. You might.
Yeah, but you can't go 6-6 and regress, bro.
It looked like it.
To me, I know some people are going to disagree with what I'm about to say. If he goes 6-6 in year 1, I'm gonna be honest. If you come back in year 2, if you're 6-5 or 6-6 again, you can stomach that going to year 3, because again, year 3 is the because again, watch this. We found a quarterback that we didn't have last year. You have some things that I could build on to give us hope to fortify for year 3. But if you regress in year 2, you got to supersede in year 3. See, that's the thing. You can't regress in year 2. Because remember, McNair was not fired for losing.
No, he
Those people gotta understand.
Yeah. Let me say this, and I think the worst thing though, and so I think TC Taylor is probably the worst thing that's ever happened in the SWAC.
I told you.
Dog, it's the worst thing because for him, because if I'm an AD and I'm looking across the tracks and I see a dude who pretty much was gutted as a program, year 1 went 7-4, if I'm not mistaken?
7-4.
With 7-4 year 1, and then year 2 runs the table. I'm looking around like, what are we doing here? If I'm Southern, if I'm Bethune, A&M, what are we? You ain't been gutted. You ain't have to rebuild after you. What are we? Nah, bro. Nah. That's the worst thing. It's like when if you are a bad kid and a really mannerable kid comes over to your house and he's telling his mom, "Oh, thank you. Please and thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." And they're like, "I wish my son did that." I wish. Wow, Jimmy, you should hang with Desean a lot more. He's so respectful. He's so mannerable. Like, You just be like,
Why
man,
can't
like,
you be like that?
why can't you be like that? Why can't you be like that?
You come my house no more, nigga.
That's what happens. Now they got you looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what TC Taylor has done in the SWAC. It's like, bro, he had a program completely gutted in year 2, went all the way. Especially if I'm FAMU, I'm looking at this. I'm like, bro, Willie left you a freaking Porsche. Now the shit sitting on the rims don't work. You're not putting the right gas in it. You know what I'm saying? It's dirty. It don't even look clean. Like, what did you do to the car that he left you? And then on the flip side, Desean left you a Pinto. He done traded that junk in, then got an Escalade. You be like, your credit was that good? Yeah, you know, I was doing some things in the back.
I see people that don't think TC could turn around. Yes, he could. So what a lot of you don't know, and I can pull back the curtain a little bit. So TC was preparing to be what he is while Desean was there. When we talk about going through that whole process of him being actually named the coach, you know, I'm gonna fill y'all in on something. So TC, I don't know if you guys remember when he actually made the announcement while Prime was there. TC was the lead recruiter on their staff, as well as Otis. They had a list of players that they were going to get. I don't know if y'all remember, but they weren't, when it was Prime staff, they weren't actively recruiting. Oh my God, I forget his name just that quick. What's my boy from Oregon? I forgot just that darn quick. He didn't really pan out at Jackson State. But I don't know if you guys remember. If you remember the moment we made that announcement, that same day we made announcements on like 4 players. Had a 4-star running back transfer in, and again, Deion Sanders had nothing to do with it. Seven McGee, appreciate that. Seven McGee. I don't know if you guys remember, but the announcement of Seven McGee coming to Jackson State came just like that. You know, then we actually got the quarterback coming in. Then you had Jacobian coming in. Deion will recruit those guys. TC had a list of players that he actually wanted, you know what I'm saying, that he was actually recruiting on. Most of these guys were from Mississippi. And if you remember when Deion was here, we were recruiting nationally. We weren't really recruiting Mississippi really, really tough when Deion was the coach. Go look at those players we were bringing in. Most of them were from Mississippi. There was a pool in that. Now, I'm not minimizing the Deion effect. This is not what this is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give him his due. But what I'm saying is the point I'm getting is TC was preparing to be the head man at Jackson State. Also, you guys don't know this, but TC was chosen to be on Prime staff, not because of Deion Sanders. Ashley. TC and Otis, it was Ashley. They were chosen to be on Prime staff. I need you guys to know this. So they were preparing for this. It was by happenstance that TC became the head coach, right? He was chosen for this, right? Solely due to Ashley. Being a part of the process, you know, there's a lot more we could actually fill you guys in on, but TC was prepared for this. So it wasn't a thing like, oh, by osmosis, Deion Sanders was the head coach. He did all these things, and now TC just reaping the benefit of it. Deion Sanders did some great things at Jackson State that TC did benefit from, but it's not this whole holistic thing to where that's the sole reason why Jackson State is winning.
That's fair. But, well, all right, let's get to these grades. Pretty similar. Pretty similar. Yeah, pretty similar. For me, A&M, I gave him a B. The defense, man, I couldn't give him a B plus just because of the defense. A B is good, man. They offensively, man, it would have been an A plus, and that just curves the average, right? But defensively, I gotta see better run fits. Like, I don't mind the nicking knacking of running, right? Like 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 5 yards here, 2. I get it. That's part of the game of football. Mm-hmm. 60, 70-yard runs, like, nah, bro, I'm not on that. We got to stop that. No. So for me, that's why they got a B. And for Alcorn, I could have realistically went D because defensively, they were that bad. And your head coach is a defensive freaking coordinator. Make that make sense. Golden Helm. You know what I'm saying? So, but I gave them a C minus because I wanted to be nice because they put up 31 points. But that's it for me.
You know what? I'm actually in a line with you on that. My train of thinking, though, I kind of wanted to give Alcorn a C plus I'm gonna tell you why though, because as much as and as hard as we were on them in game one, as bad as they looked against Norfolk State, I gotta give them kudos for even looking the part that they did in the game yesterday against A&M. The fact that they put up the points that they did, because they looked a lot better than they did against Norfolk State. You know what I'm saying? From an offensive standpoint, they put up the points, they ran the ball a hell of a lot better. I wanted to give them kudos for that. You know, I see your point in regards to Cedric Thomas and the defense, but to sit there and say, hey, they look better, they made some type of, because remember, week one, we were like, what the hell were they doing? Well, shit, we could see they got in the lab last week, you know what I'm saying, during practice. So I wanted to give them kudos for that. That's why I gave them a C. And to your point, we could have went harder because the defense wasn't what it was. Because had they been a little bit better or being what they've been known to be on defense, they probably could have had a better chance to pull this game out.
Absolutely.
With A&M, I can't disagree with anything you said with them defensively, but my thought process is A&M is known for defense. That we figured at some point in time they're going to get at least okay, middle of the pack even on defense. But what they did offensively, they haven't done since Akil Glass was there.
That's fair.
And so that's why I was like, you know what? I want to give them kudos for that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, putting up almost 500 yards of offense, it's still 500 yards of offense.
No, I, that's a great point. And they have been looking to do that replacement since Akil. And it's something that the announcer said on the broadcast is that Quad has felt really energized and relaxed because it's his job. It's not a carousel thing that Maynard and DT were doing. It is literally his job going forward. And that was the beauty of it. And I'm telling you, the kid yesterday looked like a SWAC Cam Newton as well. He just has that aura about him that he had in that game. And he's like lively. And it was really good to see. And it was really different. It seemed like the last few years that we saw during the Maynard years, everybody seemed like they were on edge. Everybody seemed like it was mad and frustration and all that. It seemed really, really loose. And we're playing a game and it's football and we should have fun and enjoy it. That's what it looked like on the sidelines. And we'll see what it looks like continuing on throughout the season. All right. Last but not least, this ass whooping down in Mumford. Listen, I got to be honest. Once again, I keep trying to tell y'all, Alabama State would have moonwalked through the SWAC if it wasn't for who? Everybody! Now, let me start with Southern. I have to give Southern kudos. They came out a different defensive front that I've seen them all year. They went straight 5-man across, and them DNs, they didn't give two shits about that ball. They were aimed directly at Andrew. It was when I saw it out the first, I was like, oh, they are not playing. They are beelining it. He didn't care about that read at all. They went straight at Andrew. And it took a while for the OC to kind of get it clicking between him and Andrew of what they were calling and what they were seeing. But after halftime, they made the correct adjustments and then they scored. Now, being fair is fair. Andrew just missed on some throws that at UAB, he diced it. And here he missed some throws that I would have loved to see him make because this score could have got outrageous. He missed a seam ball that he threw back inside when the guy was kind of drifting in. And one of the plays that, again, I don't know what the play is called. I don't know what they had, but it was cover 0. Mm-hmm. And he's to the right hash. He throws it to the field, but if he just throws it to the boundary with no safety over the top, I'll take that one-on-one matchup. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, you got to depend on who's the receiver. Does he trust him? Can he make that catch? I get all that, but I would have liked to see him make that adjustment. You know, I think he should be able to make the audible and make that call. It's an easier throw, no safety at the top, and those little things. Running the ball for Alabama State has been a life sentence with Holtzclaw and them boys. But the efficiency of A&M wasn't there like it was at UAB. And that's what I was hoping to see in Southern, just that efficiency of just the offense being efficient. It was good enough to make the plays that it needed to make to win this game. And defensively, they did what they needed to do as well to keep this game low scoring until they got it clicking. What you guys know?
I feel like Alabama State did show me one thing. Going to the season, my thing was, like I said, I was actually right on them in regards to thinking that the defense was going to regress, knowing they lost to DC, lost the players that they did, and it kind of showed its head in the UAB game. But that's notwithstanding, not thinking that the offense was going to be what we now knew it to be, right? And so that was my biggest question mark in this game, because as good as they looked on offense, they looked just as bad on defense, right? But again, week 1 to week 2, what they looked like. And I think Southern was a great recipe for Alabama State. And so, but again, it's almost like mostly a one-dimensional type team. And they held up their end of the bargain, because to go for the point output, I don't care who you're playing, what they did in week 1 to only give up 7 in week 2, they have to be commended on that, right?
Yep.
What was that they gave up last week? 52?
52.
Yeah, 52 to drop that down to 7. I know some people say, oh, well, it's Southern. But again, Southern is more than formidable, because, again, it's a conference opponent. No, it's not a conference game, but it's a conference opponent. For them to look the way they looked, again, I know the game was tight in the second half. It's almost like an FBS feel to it, right, Scotty? Close in the first half, better team pulls away in the second.
Yep.
And, you look at body, again, it wasn't super high numbers, but it was good for what it needed to when they needed those passes. But they controlled this game, bro. And the game, and watching it, yes, they could have put more points on the board. It could have looked a whole lot worse than what it did. I'm not really going to comment on the offense as much, because, again, you put up 42 points one week, you put up 30 the second week. Okay, now we know your offense is going to do what it's going to do, right? However that looks, the points are getting there. For Alabama State to get to where they need to be, it's going to be the defense. And so they rose to the occasion in week 2 against a conference foe. And again, man, they did their part. You can't help but be impressed on that and have some type of buzz and want to in regards to what it possibly could look like for them for the rest of the season. I think they got FAMU on the road this year, I believe. You got Jack State on the road. Those are going to be some tough games for them. If FAMU can't find what they're going to be on offense for Alabama State, okay, FAMU's going to be in a world of trouble. And Jackson State has the defense, but again, Jackson State's going to have to try to get some points on special teams and be formidable on offense to make this a game to pull out the East Division. But right now, kudos to them on their defense, bro. To go from that type of switch from 42 points to giving up 7, kudos to them. I'm not focused on the yardage, because in college ball, Scotty, it's kind of hard to have a dominant defense to the point where, hey, we maintain them to 150 yards total offense.
Yeah.
The college game is just too wide open for that. My barometer is always 300. If you happen to get under that, then good. You're great, right? But if you hold a team to 300 yards and, you look at Southern, they got 339, and the bulk of that, was on the ground, right? But that's in 37 attempts. So they got to get better in regards to, stopping the run, get a little bit better than that. But I think passing wise, you look at Southern, 160 turnovers with that. You'll take that all day long, no matter who the team is.
Yeah, and Cam McCoy's fumbles didn't help Southern at all, in no shape or form or fashion. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this. You do have to give credit, because I know people are like, you don't like Southern. My thing is, you got to give credit where credit is due when it comes to the defense, because it gave Andrew fits. Like, it was, he didn't see the field very well in the first half. They were getting him in sacks. Kelby gave him, he was trying to, when he would make the decision to run, it would be a little too late, and they would come and clip him up before he could get going, and little things like that. And that 5-man front was really giving them fits, just in blocking and how they attacked it. But again, good teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose. That's the formula. You know what I'm saying? That's what.
Oh, you know what? Go to last season. I'm glad you said that. I know it's early, 3 games double size, but you go to last season, and I said this before the year. Terrence Graves, first-time head coach, year 1. Remember, we said, okay, Southern won a lot of games that they probably could have lost last season, but they won those games. They still had an 8-5 record going into SWAC championship game, but they won those games. They're losing them now. They're losing them now.
Handedly.
So
handedly. And I'm gonna say this. I'm not the person who knows who I'm referring to. They know who their name is. Somebody from Southern, very close to the program, called me a month before the season and said, Scotty, I would be surprised if Graves wins 4 games this year. And I was like, what? Like, I mean, I never thought highly of the team anyway, because I thought what they did last year was a fluke. I'm just keeping it real. It was a fluke. But he said, based off how they were recruiting, based on how he saw the coaches coaching, and just him being around the program, he didn't see where the success was coming from. And that the way that they try to recruit and build this team through the portal, without really getting high school kids and trying to develop them and things like that, he just didn't see the success coming with this team. And to a certain extent, I believe he was right. I do believe he's right. I do not see this team without Jalen Woods. This is a run first team. Not even a high propensity to pass team. It is just a run first team.
Run only.
Run only. Like it is strictly one dimensional, right? To the point where teams have the ability to just load up on a box because they like, I dare you to throw. I dare you to make a throw that's not a slant or a go ball. I dare you. And I think you win. I think you win. Jalen Woods, on the other hand, as much as he might not be the best of whatever you might think, he's capable of making throws and it makes the defense have to be honest and play both sides of the ball, or running pass. But I don't know, Southern. This could get really ugly really fast because your next opponent is Fresno State. That's a loss. And then after that,
Jack State.
We already know what that's going to be, right? So now you're walking into, what's that, 1-4? Let me ask you this. So you got Fresno, you got Bethune. Look at this, though. I think Bethune-Cookman is a make or break game for Terrence Graves. If he loses to Bethune-Cookman, he's walking back to wherever he lives, he's walking back to it because he's done.
I'm gonna raise you this. That Bethune-Cookman is a tough game
in Tampa,
but I'm gonna raise you the next week. I'm gonna tell you why. It's homecoming.
Can't lose. Can't lose homecoming.
Because here's the thing. Let's say they do lose to Bethune-Cookman. You're gonna get it'll be hot as fish grease. We know this, to your point. But if you turn around and lose to Prairie View the next week for homecoming, think about where you sit now. Because what's their record after those 2 losses? You're 1-5?
1-6. If you're Bethune, you're 1-5. Hold on. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. You'd be 1-6. Ooh,
you're 1-6 after homecoming.
Damn.
So it's kind of like Alcorn, right? You were 8-5 last year, and now you're 1-6. I'm telling you.
That's tough.
And look, these games add up quick, bro. They add up quick.
You're losing to Texas Southern. If I see Texas Southern on your schedule, it's going to be a hard game. That's all I'm saying. I know as long as they got KJ Cooper, it's going to be a hard game. And listen, if he loses these 2 games, he's fired. Fred McNair is going to come in as the interim head coach and change some things around and be the hero and make it look competent again.
So I question, do you think, I know Fred probably will come in as an intern. Do you think they remove that and make him permanent head coach?
No, I wouldn't. It would have to look really different. I'm talking about like Cam McCoy looks like an all-star. You know what I'm saying? Like an all-pro type different. But no, listen. If I'm Southern, I'm tired of going through this. You know what I'm saying? I really am tired. I'm tired of going through the rigmarole of trying to find SWAC coaches, recycling SWAC coaches, and finding another SWAC coach. And the guy who hit me up today, he was like, I saw something on the SWAC thing. I'm gonna bring it up, and I thought this was a great point that I saw on one of the SWAC pages, because they kicked me out of Roughing the SWAC. Now it's supposed to be Roughing the SWAC, but all of a sudden I'm the big bad guy. I'm the big bad wolf, and now they kick me out. But anyway, let me share this. And I think this is a damn good point. Me personally. Southern. Y'all still ain't learned your lesson from taking retread PV coaches at y'all school. Y'all still paying Dooley, which they're not. They finished paying them. But both y'all OC and DC come from PV under him. Make it make sense. That to me is asinine to me. Is that you got rid of the head man, no Diddy, and you kept his OC and his DC, which you kept the whole staff. What sense does that make? They were the ones making the decisions outside of calling plays, because Dooley be the one calling the plays. But
so I'm gonna tell you what I think that is. Look, I'm not a Southern insider, but it almost from a distance appeared to be Dooley is stubborn in his way. We just need to remove him because we're okay with the staff, with the players, and just remove Dooley. And then we can roll with this. And, you know what I'm saying? Things won't be stubborn, and we probably feel like we could be okay. That's what it appears to me that happened. But again, if it looked like a duck, quite like a duck, it ain't a mongoose. You should have actually took that time. And this is why I get it, right? Being a part of a program, I get it, right? You want to sometimes roll with what the players want. But sometimes you have to assess the program and what the AD, right? You have to assess the program and see what it is that you want, because the players are always going to roll with what's on staff. How many times have you ever seen a player say, "Yeah, we need a whole new staff"? You never heard that ever,
rarely,
because they go by relationships, right? They automatically do that, but the AD needs to look at it and say, "No, this is direction that we need to go in." Seriously, and they didn't do that. To your point, so it's like, why even remove a coach and retain the whole entire staff? You talk about Dooley, well, guess what? Doesn't it look like Dooley's still there with what they're running on offense? Think about it.
Yeah, no, not really.
What I mean by this, because all they're doing is running the ball for the most part. if Frederick was the OC under Dooley would just take control of it, but he was stubborn to a fault. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to, I'm not going to bench this player, keep this quarterback in. I forgot who the quarterback was at Southern. I'm going to keep him in, Bashaw McCray. We're gonna keep him out, you know what I'm saying? And we got blood on the back, on the bench. We feel that to play. We need to remove him because he's so stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what they did. But now you still got what you got. To your point, nothing changed. Same old Southern. That's gonna be like the same thing. The Queen started. It's the same team. Same old Southern.
Yeah.
Well, my Scotty boy. Same old Southern.
Southern. Now, let me say this. If I'm and again, I'm just throwing these names out, and I see a couple callers. I'll take you guys as we got to get to our grades as well. But
I'm going to tell you this. We'd be remiss because we got to talk about. It's a game that you ain't mentioned that we got to talk about.
Prairie View,
the Pink Panthers.
Go ahead.
How you lose to a team that just started their program, dog?
Okay.
See, I'm gonna tell you something. Life come real fast. So I guess they enjoyed recess last week, huh?
I'll say this.
Enjoy recess, man. Listen, they're gonna be a damn good program, but everybody's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna beat them because they got a new program." I'm like, all right. It was what 20-0, 17-0, 20-0 at the half. Oh no, first quarter. I'm like, all right.
I'll say this. I'm because this is my issue. So I got people on Twitter talking about you lose to a first-year program, but you lost to a team that hadn't won a game in the last 3 years. Like, I don't think either body should be talking, because my issue is, and I'm in this HBCU Facebook group chat messenger thing. My issue is my bigger problem is why can't HBCUs find success the same way UTR has found success, right? Like, I get it. They got some money. They got some donors. I get all that. But for a first-year coach to build a program, to get the players into the program to where they're able to compete against FCS programs to a high level, that takes a lot. And to me, it's like, those are the coaches you should be trying to hire. Like, those are the coaches Like, how does UTR, GVVV, whatever they name, like, how do they find that guy first year running, but yet still we out here recycling the same old coaches like toilet paper, and they good. And again,
let me say this too. I saw a comment. I hate when people say this. 35,000 students. Yeah, but they still got 105 players on the roster. I hate when people say that. Like, the number of students has nothing to do with the number of players on the team at all. It has no merit.
And it doesn't have anything to do with the coach. That the 35,000 kids that he got in this don't got shit to do with who he finds to put on his football team.
Yes. Now, it does. What it comes down to is acquiring talent. You know what I'm saying, on your team, assembling a damn good staff. Yes, I mean, I can see that they recruited better. But the thing is, you know, I'm interested to see what they've done from an NIL standpoint, you know what I'm saying, with regards to that. But I can assure you, they're not paying, it's not FBS money that they're paying those kids. It's not. I'm not saying that they don't have the ability to, but it's not right now. And but the thing is, again, at Prairie View, it's still year one for TJ. That's why my thing is, y'all got to stop acting because it's Prairie View. We're on this level and they aren't. That's an automatic win. Man, you got to do your research and know what those players are on their team. Kind of like what we're saying about Delaware State.
Yeah.
You better find out who's suiting up on that damn team, as opposed to like, oh, they're just new. And again, I still think Prairie View showed some things in this game. They had a chance to come out and actually, they came back.
They should have won the game. They really should. I mean, they didn't score until the fourth quarter. Like, they stopped, they shut them out until the fourth quarter, and that's when they came back in. And they were in the red zone numerous of times, and they couldn't punch it in. Like,
yeah. So they showed some fight, you know, and some things to, like I said, to win the game. And all you can ask in the game is have a chance to win. My point is, because, you know, again, even I picked UTRB to win. But the thing is, you know, again, it's like, oh, Prairie View's going to win because they just started their football program. I'm like, you can't go to like that. You better do your research.
That's not how it works. And for me, again, if we're looking at it, and just like Zoe said, right, like, if you go back and you watch the game for 3 quarters, Prairie View was the better team. They were. You take the, like Zoe said, you take the block punt away, right? Like, if you take the first quarter away, Prairie View's the better team out of the 3 quarters. But when you can't be a good team and go down 17-0 in the first quarter, that is a big hole. That is a big hole to fight back from. It is for any team. Wouldn't matter who you are, right? So the fact of the matter is that they pulled themselves out of a hole that they put themselves in shows the resolve of the team. And you also going to give credit to T-Jack for making the change at quarterback. Hey, man, listen, I got to find somebody to give me a spark. Unlike Cozy did against FAMU and Howard, you want to make a change at FAU, but you don't want to make a change.
The game is close, and we try to win this damn game.
Try to win the game. I gotta find my team a spark, and he came in, he did his thing, right? Like, that to me shows the level of coaching in the comfortability to say, you know what, we got to do something different. This ain't working, and that's my issue with what a lot of this thing is. And again, first year program, but that's not a first year head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew what he was looking for. He knew what he had to go get. Probably recruited the San Antonio area or the Rio Grande area really well, right? That border area, all those. Because again, a lot of programs don't go down that far in Texas. The El Paso area and the Permian area. Like, a lot of teams don't go out there. In that West Texas is different, okay? Everybody usually lives on that East Texas, Austin, you know, Houston. But they don't go to Lake to Corpus Christi. Killeen, you know what I'm saying? They don't go down to Fort Hood, you know what I'm saying? So it is all that. So to me, again, it's what I would like to SWAC. It's those type of coaches. Go find those type of guys that are able to build programs, right? That are able to come in. But again, oh, he's white. As Alcorn, would they rather be 2-0 than 0-2 or whatever with a white coach? They had one before, and they was kicking ass and taking names.
Look, I've been saying it. I don't get why no one in the SWAC hasn't gone after Delta State's coach. I really don't get it. And these coaches will take this job because The SWAC pays literally the best in FCS.
The best.
The
We
best.
in the projects and everybody got Benzes. And I
So-
keep telling y'all Bama's this. I'm like, Bama's at Nichols got to go earn that money. They getting paid 140, 130, 150, but yet you got Terrence Gray making 220, and he won 2 games and they the Bayou Classic.
Yeah, man. I think yeah, man. I think I'm surprised. Like I said, if I like to hire the Valley guy with T-Buck, obviously, but I don't see why, you know, somebody hadn't gone after Delta State head coach, you know, or, you know, back when West Georgia was rolling to go get Will Hall, you know what I'm saying? At that time, he was hot at that point in time. You know, West Alabama, like it's some, you know, kudos to Prairie View going to get T-Jack from Valdosta State. Oh, and shout out Justin C. Smith too. They just beat Valdosta State.
Listen, somebody better go call Maurice Flowers. Somebody gonna make a call to Maurice Flowers. That Bama can recruit.
So they beat Valdosta State. You know what I'm saying? They were right for it to do it for them. But I'm telling you, like, bro, there's damn good coaches on the D2 level, but we go to, you know, for whatever reason, man. You know, Chip. I don't know if you know this. You know, Chip Kelly before he came to Oregon. You know, where he came from New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
Oh, see,
isn't that his alma mater? I think that's his alma mater.
I'm unsure. Yeah. And that was rolling. But the point I'm getting at, Kalen DeBoer was like at some D3 school before he moved up to like the way he did. So what I'm saying is you have the coaches there, bro. We just have to guide this thing about, you know, what we want to look like. Man, if you want to win, make the best choice for your program to get somebody that you really feel can win and turn your program around. Absolutely.
Let's get to these grades. Again, very similar, by the way.
Damn. That's 3, dog.
Very similar. Listen, man, there is no coming back for Southern for me. Like, I'm not saying they can't do better as a season. I'm just saying for this game, it is a flat out failure because offensively it looks bad. Defensively, it doesn't look as good. If I was breaking it down, offense would be an F. Defense would have been a D. I mean, it ain't no D pluses or D minuses. It's just a D. And to me, that you just fail. It's a flat out failure. Alabama State, to me, again, offensively, I would have just liked to see it click a little bit more with Andrew. And defensively, I think they got saved by the turnovers because Southern was giving them some fits, and Trey Holly was giving them some fits with the run, but it just never seemed like enough. Like, you know, like it never seemed like it was going to get anywhere to get going to where they had to really be worried about it. But that's my thoughts.
Man, look, it ain't week 1 no more. Ain't no mulligans. It's a F. It's a F, man. Hey, look, man, it's I'm actually shocked, bro. And again, I picked Southern to win the division, but I also said my dark horse I said was Grambling and Texas Southern. So, but you know, I still had Southern at least leading the pack coming out of that. But bro, it's talking about being way wrong. There's no hope on either side. They're bad in all phases of the game. So it is what it is, man. It's just F. But Alabama State, I wouldn't be plus because even the yardage is there. It looks like a B plus. Couldn't give him an A because I think if Andrew would make those other completions right, and then you know your output is a little bit better. The points are there enough, Scotty, for it to be that. But again, like you stated earlier, missed some throws. Things could have looked a lot better than what it was. Yeah, because it had more of a UAB look to it, and with the scoring output, Andrew makes some of those completions. Then you give it an A because again, you're talking about 42 points, 42-7. Get those completions, more passing touchdowns. Then you get an
A. And for me, I look at it like this too. So the goal is to get through Jackson, is to get through FAMU, is to get through these big time programs, and you can't miss those. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta hit them. You gotta hit those throws. Because you don't know when the next opportunity is gonna come around when you're playing better teams. So you gotta hit those throws, and it has to be consistent enough to where teams are worried about you hitting those throws, right? So that's my only pushback on the offense and understanding everything. But let's take some calls, see people thinking. Uncle Willie, coming to you.
Hey, Scotty and Glover, thank you for my call. Scotty, I just want to say from one Scorpio to another, I want to thank you for being honest today. about your assessment of the game, and I can see in your heart that you kind of wish Jackson State would have pulled that victory out.
Oh no, you couldn't see my heart. No, that wasn't in my heart at all.
Come on, Scorpio, brother.
No, that wasn't in my heart at all.
I'm being sincere now. If you keep doing what you're doing, 15 years from now, you're gonna be proud of it. The SWAC and the MEAC is gonna get a lot better if they don't merge or whatever happens down the road. You bring a lot of light to these to the HBCU space, and just keep up doing good work, brother. Now to the Jackson State game is like I had said last week. Our defense was going to play.
No, that's not what you said last week. What you said last week was they was going to win and they was going to dominate USM. That's what you said last week. Don't come in here trying to. Well, you know what I said was nah.
We did. Well, in a way.
Ain't no way.
Scotty, now I know we're not supposed to talk, but those Sambos they had, they the best at what they do. They have a crew of white folks that'll do that too. But those Sambos they the best at what they do. They know how they're the referees that can control the tempo of game, slow down momentum and everything. I believe they were worse officiating than when we had Lewis Tillman when we went down in '87. It was real bad officiating. The block punt. Yeah, I think we could have come back from that, but it was a lot of pass interference calls, a lot of calls. How the hell you get a blocking call when you're on defense going for a tackle? See, it just was a lot of. What I'm happy about, we didn't have any injury in this game.
Yeah.
We played a lot of backs. We didn't have any injuries. For Tillian, I'm glad he didn't really get out because I don't want people to come trying to take him away. Ivory's not going nowhere but the draft. That fella going to the draft. He's not going to leave Jackson until he signs the NFL contract. For the rest of the SWAC, I don't really think they have a chance. I really believe it's going to be a slaughter. It's going to be just a slaughter, even all the way to the Celebration Bowl. But
like USM,
gotta just keep up.
Like Southern Miss, like you said, how you were going to dominate Southern Miss.
Man, they had them people to cheat. You seen it. I know you seen it. When you start watching the second half, you seen how close it was. And you seen how it's really bad. It's really bad. It's gonna take a couple of years, but we're gonna get their ass one of these years.
Well.
Them or Mississippi State. But thank you for taking my call, bro.
Anytime, Uncle Willie. Appreciate the call, brother.
You have a good evening.
It's real funny to me how them calls get real different after the game than what it was before the game. Because before the game, it was, Southern Miss can't see us. We gonna dominate. Yeah, okay. That's what.
We back to your regular schedule program this weekend.
Yeah, with a D2, I bet. Smoke coming to you.
My boy. Listen, I'm a man of my word. I really don't remember the bet. I think we had a 10-point spread. I think.
Oh yeah, ours was a 10-point spread. I'm gonna need that 5. Yeah. I'm gonna need that 5.
So look, do me a favor before you get off. Put your cash up or whatever you want to get it through.
I'm gonna put it right beside the call-in number. There you go.
You just broke even. You won 5 and lost 5 with Paris.
It's okay. I got my 5 back though. That's all that matters.
Look, you can take that 5 and send it to me.
I already sent Paris 5. See, I need my 5 back.
So you getting it back?
Yeah, I'm getting it back. I appreciate that. See how that is?
All right.
I'm whole again.
But look, on a more serious note, man. I think me and Zoe may be the only 2 undelusional JSU fans you probably ever have on this show.
Appreciate that.
I told you I didn't think we were going to win. I gave us 10 points, and it was pretty close. If I'm being honest, I took a lot of positive away from this game more than I did negative.
Which you should. I agree. What you could have.
Yeah. Defensively, we played fundamental great football. Stop the run. Offensively is where my concern comes in. With Jacobian and the play calling and the scheme, I don't really know what's going on with it. But well, I will say a positive offensively though is that we have a great running back room, and I really do believe, like when you talk about depth, when it comes down to those late games where it's a battle, it's a fight, like we might play Bama State, due to us having so many how would you say energized legs in the running back room.
That's fair.
That's going to tear down some defenses. You feel me? That's going when them late games come, the defense is tired. We got fresh legs, steady coming in with 3 different running backs. That's going to play a key factor.
I'll say this. I think and I know Joe's going to jump in here too. It's not just it's a difference of when you have 3 guys and you have 3 guys. Like it's a big difference because you can have 3 people and they be like, yeah, we got fresh legs, and you're not worried about number 2 and number 3. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but you guys legit have 3 guys that you're just like,
3 guys.
You gotta look behind there and be like, damn, God, it's him. Like it doesn't let up. There's no let up in your room, and that's the tough part.
I gotta give some correction. We don't have a legit 3 guys. We got a legit 7.
Well, I ain't seen 7. I seen 3. I seen 3. Amari, Ahmad, Travis, but he's not a in between the. He's
then
not.
Davenport is a beast in pass pro. TC nephew number 10.
Okay.
You ain't seen Nate Blunt yet, and Nate Blunt is my opinion is the best. To me, I think Nate Blunt's the best running back on the roster. Redshirt freshman out of Brandon, Mississippi. Nice. I mean, that running back room is. Then you still got the running back from USC. It's a weapon. Nice. Like their running back room is loaded, and we've been said that. But again, that speaks for recruiting. But to your point, and everybody knows it. Everybody said it. Jack State will go. Well, let me take that back. I'm not going to say that we're going to go as far as Jacobian takes us. I think he's going to determine how we look on offense, right? Yeah. Because here's the thing: we can win with special teams. We can win with defense. We can win running the ball the way we've done it, right? But the thing that's going to make Jackson State scary, where it's like, okay, you talk about dominating, is if Jacobian plays a really, really good game. See, if Jacobian is playing an elevated game that looks really, really good, then that's a scary issue. And you're talking about being dominant and being extremely difficult to beat. Where you feel like I don't think anybody's going to give Jackson State any problems. But because you haven't seen it yet, and it's like, because it's almost like we are allowing, you can lose games like that. So, for example, it's like Jackson State still running the ball pretty good, but hey, they have some penalties. They're allowing teams to be in the game, but we need to put teams away. If you can't put teams away on third down, because we haven't done it yet, we haven't looked good on third down. We're not putting teams away vertically with the pass. Because just like in the Celebration Bowl, you're going to need some third down throws, even if they are 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 2. You're going to need some throws to win some games, right? Because, again, when we talk about Alabama State, we talk about a FAMU, those games that's going to be what we perceive and what we think it's going to look like. You're going to have a game where, hey, man, Jacobian came through and won these third down. We were good on third down. And that's when Sky would say, hey, man, he threw for 275. You know what I'm saying? Hey, take your hat off, walk to the middle of the field, you shake your hand and say, hey, man, good game.
Good game.
So, look, Zoe, let me ask you a question. And Scotty also, Scotty, did you see? I don't think you saw the play where Stouffer threw the interception.
No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see
it. Zoe, you saw it?
Man, look, we were on 30-yard line. We were driving to score. And this was hold on. If I'm not mistaken,
do you go with Stouffer or do you go with the other quarterback? Do you go with Ryan?
I stay with Jacobian. Stouffer, because on that drive, Scotty, it was a third down play. It was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 3rd and 6. We were on I believe the 33-yard line, headed in to score.
Like 30.
And at that point, it was still, if I'm not mistaken, y'all could let me know. I want to say that it was still 17-10 at that point, Scotty.
Yeah, it was. That would have tied the game going to the half. We needed that one.
No, that was in the third quarter.
No, we wanted to halftime. If we had a score, it would have tied the game if he hadn't threw that pick.
No, I'm saying it was early in the third quarter, I thought, when it happened. But either way it goes, I think it was going to tie the game up, is what I'm saying. It was third, and we
yeah.
Jacoby went out for one play because he got injured, had to come out, right? We called a timeout, and then run that one play, man, and Jacoby Stouffer threw it right to him, dog. I was just like damn.
Mike called me and say he think he was playing for Southern Miss.
No. But here's the thing. as bad as that play was, you can see what he was looking at and why he made the throw. He just made a bad decision because he did not see the guy that was actually watching his eyes to actually get that interception. It was a good play on the defender's part, so it wasn't an egregious throw, a horrible throw, because again, if he don't see that guy, it was a big play, Scott. It was going to be like about a 20-yard pickup.
So moving forward, this is gonna be my last question.
I'm sorry, it wasn't a third. You see the comment, Scott? You see it right? It was 37 early in the third quarter to tie the game up.
Go ahead, Smoke.
Go ahead, Smoke. My bad.
Oh, my bad. So to get to my point, this is my last one. I'm gonna get off the phone. Moving forward, I am concerned about our secondary. I do think we have a pretty decent secondary. I like Kamari Rogers, I really do, but when it comes down to games where you got the guy like Kamari and he's only 6 feet tall, man, you got receivers at 6'3", 6'4". It was a lot of deep balls being thrown Saturday that Kamari didn't stand a chance. Just being honest.
I mean, listen, man.
Hold on, before you go, let me say this. I really don't think you should be concerned about Jackson State secondary, and I'm gonna tell you why. What is your expectation when you talk about in contention on passing plays? Because let me tell you why. For all the good that you saw with catches, this player of the year in the Sun Belt only still threw for 189 yards. And I don't know up until the point early in the third quarter.
He threw for 213.
213, I'm sorry. And this is the player of the year in the Sun Belt, bro. I want you to understand that up until the middle of the third quarter, the only thing that Southern Miss could do was throw the ball. They could not run. So, and a lot of the passes they were getting, these wasn't gigantic big plays that you normally see from an FBS opponent against an FCS opponent. So I think sometimes people, Scotty, when we talk about DB, which is the hardest position to play in sports, they expect domination from every single cornerback, bro. Shut down corner. I even heard somebody say, why are we playing off? I'm like, you need to. You can't press all game long. If you press all game long, Scotty, who's getting worn out?
The DB. The DB.
Getting worn out. You have to play off. You can't press all game long.
It takes one time for me to catch you slipping on that press. One time.
You can't. That's what people understand. Why are we playing off? I get when it's a different thing to say I'm playing off 4 to 5 yards and then playing off 10 to 12 yards.
I'm just giving you the route.
People got to understand what we're doing. But to your point, what I'm saying is, what was your expectation? Listen, we're not going to play anybody in the collegiate game where if they're throwing the ball 35 attempts and we're going to hold them to 90 yards pass, it's not going to happen. Unless the quarterback is just horrible, like at Southern, they just get incompletions. But this was a player of the year in the Sun Belt. Like, I think people feel like we should hold somebody under 100 yards pass. They're going to get – let me just say this. Jackson State fans, HBCU fans, they're going to get completions. If you're a DB and you give up 3 catches all game, that's a good day at the office.
Damn good game. Now, if it's 3 touchdowns, that's something different. But if it's 3 catches, that's a
good day at the office, Scotty.
Yeah, great
So
day.
people got to understand it. We talking about a dude. I want you to go look at old boy stats from last year at Marshall. The dude is a damn good player. I would take what we did because this kid, I tell you what we gave up production-wise to him, minus the touchdowns late in the game. If we do the same thing to Andrew Body, I can live with that. If we can limit Andrew Body to 2 touchdowns to the performance that this guy gave yesterday, I will take that because that's going to look like a win for Jackson State. So we got to learn to pick our battles, bro.
All right, Scott, I'm about to make you ding, brother. Last question, though, and then we got the phone. Going forward, offensively, Scotty, I did see a new formation that I think I had not saw yet this season in the first game. They lined the doubles. I think doubles on both sides, stacked the receivers, and we started doing the screens. I think they stopped, though, because, Southern Miss kind of caught on to it. Moving forward, like, as offensively, I ask you this all the time. What should TC or the offense coordinator try or do? And, that's it.
Listen, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this as disrespect because people think like I really I don't like Jack State fans. It's not I don't like the team, or I just don't like the fans, right? But I don't consider TC Taylor a very high level play caller, right? I look at TC as a good play caller, and I think he does things very well. And what I like about TC in the form of is he knows his team, and he knows what his team needs, and he knows how his team rolls. Now, sometimes he'll go off the cuff and he'll do something that people be like, damn, TC, do we really need to do that? And that's just, I want to see, hey, let me see if it worked. The stacking formation he did when he was with Desean, he did it. I'll never forget it. I broke it down because I went back and watched him at NCCU and what he usually did. And at NCCU, he was a very high RPO play caller. And he had a very dynamic quarterback that could really, really run. That's why Cam McCoy was an affinity for him, because it reminded him of some of the guys that he had at NCCU and how he would use them during that time. The stacking formation, I've never had a problem with it. I like it. I think if you add motion with it, it makes it even more dangerous because you can do some things out of it. But yeah, I think you'll see it every now and again just to kind of surprise some teams, because I think in the SWAC, again, you're going to get that 8 to 10 yards off as a DB. So why not take the easy yards? If I stack my receivers and you got one guy playing the splitting the difference, you got another guy playing over the top, I'll take my chances, because now I'm asking my receiver to make a block to the linebacker, and now that corner who's 10 yards off has to make a tackle in open field with Nathan Rimbert. I'll take that all day, even if he gets 5 yards, it's a run. That's a run. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you look at it, right? Everything is not going to be a big play, but it's can I keep you on your toes and can I catch you? Now, again, I can come back and do the same thing. It's funny. My son scored off of that. Well, he didn't score. He got on the 1 yard line. But in the 10U football game, we called that. We stacked the receivers. We faked the screen. He did a go route off of it, and he got to the 1 yard line, right? So it's like if you see it enough times, I can catch you with it, right? And I think that's just you gotta throw some stuff out there just to kind of keep it fresh.
All right, man. Hey, that's it, dog. I'm finna get off. I'm finna see you that 5, man. I'm getting my 5 back, dog.
Hey, listen.
I'm getting it back.
Listen, don't think it's gonna be any bet against Tuskegee, though. Don't think it's gonna be anything, but any other.
No, okay.
Yeah.
We'll do like Bama State.
Bring that 5 back around. Yeah.
Hey, you go make a bigger bet for Alabama State, because he gonna take it. He gonna take that bait for Alabama State.
I got 4 kids. So I might go to 20. I might go to 20.
Hey,
all right, bro.
Hey, we can do it.
We can do it. I'm not tripping. We can do it too. I ain't tripping. $20, I can do that.
All right, bet. All right, my brother, man. I be easy. All right, Zone.
I appreciate it, Smoke.
All right, man.
Pastor Vick, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on, man?
There's a storm out over in Norfolk, and it's moving Southern's way. If they don't get that play call right, you will surely see grace fall away. Let me tell you something. Listen, first I know this ain't a MEAC show. Shout out to my South Carolina State Bulldogs for South Carolina. It was good last night.
I'm about to say, let's talk about that. We can talk about it because y'all special teams is ass. How you score 2-punt returns? I don't know.
It's been 3 punt returns in the past 2 weeks, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
3 punt returns from Wofford and then 2 from the guy from South Carolina, bro. So there's 3 returns in 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
I don't like that.
Well, go ahead.
Trash. But let me tell you something about this Southern Alabama State game, man. I'm gonna say this, bro. Graves and Fredericks are not it. I don't know what they thought about hiring Graves after the Bayou Classic. And when he was in the offseason, was still recruiting, don't even know he had a job or not. I don't know what they thought in Graves. But Graves ain't it. You got Fredericks in there sweating like he been calling plays all day. Like Fredericks out there looking like he done dropped the last batch of turkey necks in the turkey neck bowl. Man been calling halfback dives in 20 different formations. Two pass concept plays the whole game.
Hey, man.
He had all summer.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, Frederick playbook is the original Tecmo Bowl, bro. You got the 4 plays.
Hey, Lord, he is a true, listen, he is that true, remember the Titans? Split back. That's what I run.
Only problem is the reason Tecmo Bowl. We got the 4 plays. The only problem is, buddy, you do not have Bo Jackson.
Ooh, Jesus.
Man, like Frederick's looking like he been working, calling plays hard all game, sweating. This man out there dropping crab in the crab bowl. What's like that? You only need to call 3 plays, bro, in 20 different formations. Everybody know you run the halfback zone, left to right, even odd. 24, 30.
Even odd.
You know where you're going. You know where you're going, bro.
That's a even odd.
It's a slot receiver. Go ahead and make it. He is a slot receiver. I would have tried his man as slot receiver during the offseason. But to get Jalen, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You got to know your personnel, dog. Like,
brother,
what do you think? Come on now.
I was gonna say, brother, say actually, no, that's not true. There are plays that McCoy can execute. McCoy, there are throws he can make. Look, he played a Jack State team last year. I told Scotty last year. I was like, look, he can throw the deep ball. He's shown it, and he's accurate with it. I mean, so far, I would say that McCoy is a lot more accurate on the deep ball this year than Jacoby has been.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
wow.
There are throws he can make. Look, I'm gonna say this right quick, and pass Vic. Look, you can do quick game with McCoy. You can run a hella screens with him. Quick game screen, and I'm why Southern don't do more of that, being they want to run the ball as much. Also, he's great on slants, deep balls, and hitches. So seam routes work great too, but that's it. Anything like double move wise, those types of things, you're gonna run into a little trouble. But deep balls, down the seam, go routes, slants, and screens, he can do.
Scotty's stupid, bro. Come on, Scotty.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But so you're right though, man. Like I can see that in him. I think for me, Cam McCoy don't read the field as well. He's a one-side field reader.
Yeah,
and when he don't see that, he takes off.
He gone.
But you know what? Here's the thing, Pastor Vic. I feel like a good coach, in some ways, can coach to that. You know what? I'm gonna minimize and change some things. What did I just say? You can throw a deep route. You can do quick, because when you got screen, guess what? You ain't got too many options. We're gonna minimize your options.
Right.
Also, if I'm gonna utilize the tight end, that's a struggling quarterback's best friend. Hey, you're not getting to the third option. I'm gonna give you 2. You haul ass.
Yeah,
you can play to that. They're not.
Yeah, you're right though. But Frederick's not it. Frederick's mindset is not it as an OC, and you can see that. And like I say, for me personally, I hate it for Kelby Givens. I wish Kelby Givens should transfer. Knowing what you know now, seeing the team that you have in the off season, I wish Kelby Givens could have transferred to a lower level for.
No. I rebuke you. He could have came to Jack State, been on the other side of Quincy.
Just to up his, yeah.
That'd have been tough. Let me ask you this, Pastor Vic. Because I want to ask you about South Carolina State. How did you feel about the game overall? Like if you gave the team a grade, what would the grade be?
I will give them a B-, and this is my minus. Special teams is a killer. But I can tell you one thing that South Carolina State did expose. South Carolina State exposed the trenches in South Carolina. Because I'm gonna tell you this, South Carolina didn't get off like they want to. South Carolina offense really didn't click like that until late in the second round. And once old buddy ran those 2 punt returns back, it got the momentum. Like you saw the first half, bro. South Carolina State D-line, the front 4 was eating.
Yeah.
They were eating. And Shane Beamer was pissed off. I put like this, Shane Beamer like this, we gave these boys $500K to come down here, and we can't even put up 500 yards on these jokers. We can't run on 300 yards in the first half. We can't do that. We can't these cats 500 coming from Orangeburg.
Mm-hmm.
And they out here, you know what I'm saying? And I had to tell one a South Carolina cat, he was talking about man, y'all some bums. I said, man, get your rings up. I said, South Carolina State got more rings than South Carolina.
Facts.
I said, y'all got only 1 national championship ring. I said, how many SEC championships y'all won? I think
before that. What about the conference before that? The conference before that, they got nothing.
Where the rings at? Where the rings at? And he was like, "What? It don't mean that. That's different." I said, "It don't matter. Where are the rings?
Where are the
rings?
Hey, Pastor Vick and Scotty, I got a question.
But again, like I give South Carolina a B, and again, I think that going into next week, hopefully the Bethune, we should have our number one quarterback locked down between either Ryan or Atkins.
And who would you want?
Stubblefield, man.
Okay.
Stubblefield. Both of them are good, but Stubblefield, these past couple of weeks, he won the game against Wofford. If it wasn't for him in the last drive, he won that game against Wofford, and he showed some glimpse that South Carolina had to respect that. Like South Carolina had to respect the old Ryan Stubbs, bro.
Okay.
South Carolina really had to respect Ryan Stubbs, and I can say Ryan Stubbs for me would be my QB1.
Go ahead, Zoe. What you got?
So my thing is, so far this season, who's looked better? South Carolina State, NCCU.
South Carolina State.
South Carolina State.
South Carolina State.
South Carolina State.
And who was picked to win the MEAC?
South Carolina State.
Were they?
If South Carolina State. And if we don't get special teams together, then I'm gonna go NCCU.
No, I said who was
picked? He said who was picked to win?
Huh?
Who was picked to win the conference, the preseason? Who was picked to win the preseason?
Well, everybody got NCCU.
Okay, that's what he was saying. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I think. But South Carolina State has looked better thus far in the season.
Oh yeah. We will, but again, so special teams is a big factor.
No, for sure.
If we don't lock special teams down, a lot of teams in the MEAC can expose our deficiencies in special teams.
Yeah, listen, y'all Bama just need to punt the ball out of bounds. Like, don't even play with it. Just punt that joker out of bounds. For real. For real. Get as far as you can and get it out of bounds. Like, we're not even about to play this game. Because that was I mean, that dude was right in front of him, like, twice. And stepped out of that tackle. I said, come on, man.
I threw a remote, bro.
I thought I was watching a replay. Bro. Like, I was like, because I was flipping in. I was like, I had like 3 screens up on my computer. So I thought I was watching the replay. I was like, because it was in the same spot. They did the same exact go to the right. I said, oh, okay. They just showing the replay. And then they said 14. I said, oh, shoot, that was live.
Once they formed that wall,
it was a
bro,
wrap.
It was over.
It was a wrap. Yeah, it was a wrap.
It was a wrap, bro. It was a wrap, bro. And that man was high stepping like Desean in the end zone twice. I said, gotta go back to the thing. Before I go, let me say this to Zoe. Let me say this to Zoe right quick. Hey, Zoe, Ahmad Miller is him. Ahmad Miller is him. I'm gonna give y'all props. Ahmad Miller waited his time. This is his season this year, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He should be up at least second behind Andrew Body in the SWAC Player of the Year, Offense Player of the Year.
Oh, for sure. Appreciate it. Yeah, he a dog. Look, he redshirted last year.
This is his year. Like, no point. Y'all got to run him. Y'all got to run that boy this year. He is the Irv. I think he's better than Irv, to be honest with you.
No. I don't.
No. I think he's better than Irv Mulligan.
I don't think he's better than Irv. I do think they're close, though. I do think they're close. I like Irv's. They both have the same nasty mentality. I think Ahmad's a little nastier than Irv, but I just liked Irv's durability. You know, like you could give Irv 20, 30 carries and he'd be good. Like, and he'll run just as hard as he did in the first quarter. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. They both have a tenacity, but the difference is Irv ran mean. You know what I'm saying? He ran mean. Ahmad doesn't. Ahmad has a physicality to him, but he doesn't play mean. Irv ran like a pissed off dude. I'm serious. He ran mean.
Everybody was talking pissed off. You from the truck, you pissed off. He ran 4-3, you pissed off every day. You pissed.
I'm serious. Like he because if you think about it, Ahmad is a physical player, but Irv runs the contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Irv is different. But all right, Pastor Vick, man, it was good to hear from you. Yeah, make sure you keep bringing them songs back on these post games.
You know that, my brother. You know it's the season. It's the season, baby.
It's the season.
You know that. All right, bro. Y'all be blessed.
All right, you too. All right, last 2 callers, Mr. Sargent and then D from Diallo. What's up, Mr. Sargent?
Well,
the conference has been locked.
Gentlemen, I'm so happy to be on the phone with both of you. Zoe, this is my first time ever being able to ask a question of you, so I'm going to start off with you first.
Sure.
And the question actually is a question about do you think Southern, given what you've seen, do you still hold on to your pick earlier this year that Southern will beat FAMU in Southern this year based on how both the teams are playing so far?
That's a damn good question.
Well, Scotty says I asked those, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you the same hard questions as well.
He do be asking some good questions.
No, that's a damn good question.
Now look, I'll tell you what. I'll let you think on that for 2 minutes because I got a hard question.
I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna say no. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the issues that Southern has is far greater than the issues that FAM has. FAM has the better roster. FAM issue is a coach needed to make some changes, and then we still can see certain things with FAMU. I think FAMU right now is showing defensively they're probably a little bit better than Southern, but I think offensively, FAMU with quarterback play can really right the ship for their team. We can't say the same for Southern.
Fantastic. All right, Scotty. So here is the question, and so I got one more for you on Southern. Oh, by the way, let me state this. I was so upset by the FAMU game that I saw that I had to watch the Jackson State game to restore my faith that HBCUs can play football. I really never watched Jackson State unless they play FAMU, but I really enjoyed the game. I wish that the block punt hadn't happened. I think that was a huge momentum changer. But Jackson State was, duking with them, blow for blow. Those first couple of quarters, I really enjoyed the game. It was very entertaining. And I was rooting for Jackson State because I wanted us to get one against, SWAC get one against an FBS school. Scotty, my question for you is around kind of the politics around the coaching, particularly at FAMU. We knew we were going to lose to FAU, and we knew it certainly after the Howard game. If Cozy loses this game this weekend, does he have the humility to step away from the coaching position?
No.
Or will we have to fire him? And will we fire him before Alabama State, or will we wait till the end of the year?
Who y'all play next week? Who y'all got?
At Albany State.
Oh, yeah. He's getting fired.
Pick to win their division. I think they're the CIAA. I think I'm not sure.
The SIAC. They're the SIAC.
SIAC. Yeah. They're picked to be number one. And they're 2-0 coming in.
Their quarterback is really good.
But here's my thing to that though. I don't think that I'm not going to sit and say I don't think that they should make a move, but I totally disagree with making that move to do so after that game. I'm gonna tell you why. I think two things could be true. I think you can make the decision that you're gonna do that, but I don't think that you move on that at that time. Because my thing is, you still probably can, unless hey, we got an interim coach that's gonna make these wholesale changes and then try to establish something within the SWAC season, right? Because you still have a conference title to play for. So I just don't believe in all the time say, hey, let's just go and fire the coach in the regular season. My thing is, I think you could do it or have, like, for example, the AD can make up in his mind that we're going to move in a different direction, but we don't, play to that or placate to that until, game 10 of the season. Unless we've gotten to the SWAC season, Scotty, and we've lost multiple games. You see what I'm saying?
And we know we're out of contention.
And we know we're out of contention, then I can go ahead and make that move. Yeah. But I'm saying we haven't played a conference game yet, and there's so much of the season left to play. Again, if they lose to Albany, I think you still can sit there and say, we're going to make a decision that he's done. But we're not going to act on it because, hey, we can do some things and still try to salvage the season best way we can. I don't think you just automatically, we lose Albany State, you're fired, do this. Because, again, that's going to affect the team as it is when you do, if you do that.
Listen, guys, I apologize if the stream is glitching. I don't know why. My internet's pretty good. So, and everything over my side is pretty good as well.
Scotty, let me get one in for Zoe, and then I'll jump off. I know you got another call.
No.
I was really interested. I was really interested. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say my 2 cents on the Cozy thing. I'm firing them.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I'm firing them. Like, if you lose to Albany State, what are we doing? I don't care. Like, I'm letting you go. Like, it doesn't benefit me. Who do you expect that's going to be worse than Albany State in the SWAC.
Thank you.
And who is Albany State? If we have aspirations, we're not UAPB, we're not Alabama A&M, we're not even Alabama State. We've been the top dogs in the SWAC since we've touched down in the SWAC. Why, if we're losing, if we've gotten to the point now that we're losing to Albany State, if Zoe just had a whole thing about regression, that is about the biggest regression I've ever seen in my life to you losing the D2 schools. What are we talking about? Oh, hell to the no. My boy, you are gone. You're gone. And I'm gonna tell you now, this is what I will say. If it's a close game like that Norfolk State and Virginia State, now as an AD, but we win it, as an AD, I know you're gone. I'm not gonna fire you.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and I'm agreeing with you saying in a win. In a close win, I'm 100% with Zoe. In a close win, I've already made up my mind. You're fired at the end of the season. If we lose, pack your bags tonight. Stay in Georgia, my boy. You're not coming back to Tally. Okay, there you go, Coach. There you go, Mr. Sergeant. Go ahead.
All right, Zoe, I'm gonna end with you. I was really interested in the discussion you were talking about SU in terms of how they could be in trouble this next few games. They're not going to beat Fresno State. But here's the situation, and maybe this is a Perry question. So, Scotty, we may have to play this question back for Perry.
Okay.
Would it be worse for SU to win against Bethune-Cookman, lose homecoming, or to lose as Bethune-Cookman, win homecoming?
Oh, you got to win homecoming. Come on now. You got to win homecoming. Like if you beat Bethune and lose homecoming, like, bro, what are we talking about?
Well, the paradox in it is that the fact that you're going to lose one of the two in the scenario seals your fate anyway.
That's good.
Because remember, because you're losing next week. You're losing to Jackson State.
Yep.
So you're already 2 conference losses in, and you hadn't played FAM yet. You hadn't played Alcorn. I mean, I'm sorry. Well, Alcorn, because Alcorn had great success against Southern, and you still have Grambling, the Bayou Classic, and you're talking possibly Southern having 3 wins on the season, maybe. I also add to the fact that you're a preseason pick to win the division, and you were just in the championship game the year prior. So
dummies.
Yeah. All right. Well, we may see a lot of packed bags for a lot of coaches in the SWAC.
Yeah, man. It's about to be. Listen, Hampton probably gonna be gone. Lil Bill probably gonna be gone. The Ninja Turtle gonna probably be gone. Mickey Joseph might be gone because he's on year 2. Huh?
UAPB?
Yeah, Hampton. That's 4 coaches gone right there. So you're talking about a whole new slate of guys. There might be 4 new coaches in the conference by next year. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for answering my question. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Before I get to you, D, let me ask Zoe a question. Zoe, if there's 4 new coaches, does any of them become a white man?
No.
Okay. D from Ohio coming to you.
Peace, Scotty. What's going on, fam?
What's good?
What's good with it, Zoe? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
Listen, I got one direction I want to go in, but since you just asked that question about a white coach, tell me if I'm right or wrong, man. If you were AD at one of the 4 schools that Scotty just mentioned that could be potentially looking for coaches at the end of the season, is Vincent Dancy one of the top guys that you're going to be calling to try to convince to come to your school? I know, he went to Colorado for a few years. They're having some success early in the season with Mississippi State. Is that a guy that you give a call to try to get back in the SWAC?
Not all 4 schools, but one school in particular for me, I would say yes. Because it's not so much what he's done. I would say Pine Bluff, yes. Because it's similar in nature when you talk about Valley. I could say them. I will have him as a candidate that I would reach out to him.
If I'm Nancy, I'm not taking that job.
No.
That's working backwards, though. I would think. You know what I'm saying?
No. You said if you're Dancy, you're not taking the job. The question is, if one of these 4 schools, would you reach out to him?
That's fair.
I'm saying if I'm Pine Bluff, I reach out to him, not the other 3 schools. Because remember, it's all about fit. If I'm at, Bethune-Cookman, that's a no-go, right? Then we talk. What's the other one? We Pine Bluff,
What
Southern.
about Fam?
Fam, no.
I
He has
think
no
Fam
ties.
would be the best option.
No, he has no ties to Florida whatsoever. And because that's his greatest thing is the connection that he has in Mississippi. Pine Bluff is right across the river. You know what I'm saying? He can actually have some success from Mississippi ties being in Pine Bluff, and Pine Bluff is similar in nature to Valley. You know what I'm saying? There's a synergy in the field there. That's why I say only Pine Bluff. But to Scotty's point, he's not taking that anyway. You know, being that where he's at. I'm just answering the question that if I'm Pine Bluff, he's somebody that I reach out to. That's a good fit, I think, for Pine Bluff if they could get him.
If there was two former coaches that were in the SWAC that I would reach out to, it would if I'm Southern, it would be Dancy and KJ Black. Those would be the two guys that I would reach out to and say, hey, what's good? Like, what, you know, if I couldn't get my big splash hire, right? Like, I would reach out to Dancy because I think Dancy would take that job in a heartbeat. I really do. I really do believe he'll take that job in a heartbeat. And I think KJ Black will also take that job in a heartbeat as well. I think those are great. I think those are great, solid guys, because with Dancy, you saw what he did with Les, and then with KJ, you saw that he helped Willie build FAMU with the quarterback picks and all that type of stuff, and where he's at with the Falcons being a quarterback coach there as well. So I definitely think that would help, and it would garner a lot of recruits just based off his resume. So I would definitely I'll be down for if you're talking about recycling guys, which is not technically recycle, but just bringing guys that were in the SWAC back. Yeah, if I'm Southern, I'm definitely reaching out to Dancy and KJ Black.
I think that choice actually is a solid home run. You know, earlier we talked about, you know, when I was talking about former NFL guys, you know, I was saying Honey Badger for Southern, but now that you mentioned it, I think KJ Black is a home run for another reason as well. Prairie View alum, and that could also put like you know, a thorn into a Division 4, right? You know, the Prairie View, and I can help on some of those connections as well as getting to Florida, and into Texas. And again, if you're a Southern alum, you can feel like I'm getting a Willie Simmons, you know what I'm saying, branch in the SWAC West. You know what I'm saying? So that's thinking about that. I think that's a solid hire for Southern that they went their route.
That's good.
Yeah. My main two things I want to talk about. One, y'all didn't mention Grambling, man. Yesterday I made it my first time in the shoe. My son got me tickets. We went to go see Ohio State. We knew Grambling was gonna get destroyed. But the band did their thing. I don't know if y'all saw. I was proud of their band. Even though Ohio State was dirty, only gave them like 6 minutes, which was bogus. But one thing I do want to talk about, Graham, I'm in agreement with you, Scotty. I don't think they're going to have a good season. But one thing that they did do good, and like, what can you really do good? You lost 70-0. In the first half, they shut down Ohio State's running game. Ohio State had less than 80 yards rushing in the first half, and they had their ones out there. The second half, they ran the ball better. Graham took out their starters, and Ohio State had their second and third string guys, which is like 4-star guys. But I had to give them credit. They did a good job in the first half of shutting their run game down. And one of the kids, one of the corners, I forget his name, he had a nice interception on Ohio State's #1 QB.
Oh, in the red zone. In the red zone. Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, it was right. It was right like on the 2-yard line. Yeah. We was in that south end zone right there when he caught the ball. It was a great break on the ball. Kid made a hell of a play. So if they had two positive things, but besides walking away with $1 million, you know what I'm saying, they had a great, stance on defense as far as stopping the run game, but they couldn't stop the pass. But we knew that. Secondly, the way you hate Jackson State fans is the way I hate Ohio State fans, Scotty. And I understand what you mean. Jackson State fans, I love y'all, man, but y'all gotta chill. And y'all know I love JSU. My people's from down there. You didn't expect to win that game yesterday, realistically. And then you talk about the penalties and the refs was cheating. Like, stop that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad says, excuses satisfy those who make them. Was it some bad calls? Absolutely. But when you take those games and you go down there to Hattiesburg and these type of places, you know that's going to happen. But the false starts, a lot of the silly plays that they made that the refs couldn't control, you can't blame the referees for those type of things. One thing I will say, go ahead, Zoe.
No, I'm making your point. There were some done calls, and you're going to get those, and we had those. They were egregious, but like I mentioned it earlier, you can't argue against self-imposed flags. You know what I'm saying? Like right. Starts and offsides, and you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
You can have those.
Yes.
You got to play a clean game to win. You know.
Yeah, and those false starts, like you said earlier in the show, Joe, Zoe, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 6. Like you make it now this third down, which is unmanageable to a certain degree now, especially playing in their house, an FBS opponent. So JSU fans, just stop, you know what I'm saying, with the excuses. You guys played a solid game. You look better this year than you did against ULM last year, you know, and move forward and focus on Tuskegee. But my question for you, Zoe, is moving forward, man. I know it was a lot of positives in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always so hard on TC because I never seen what he saw in Cameron McCoy. And now looking at him now, I still don't see what anybody sees in the kid. I love the kid. Scotty will tell you I'm a baseball guy. I really think the kid should just stick to receiver and just stick to baseball because he's a hell of a baseball player. But do you really see Jacobian progressing? Because, again, Jackson State is a defensive team and a running team. But I feel like when you play against the NCCUs, potentially those upper echelon teams, the Alabama States, he's going to have to make some throws, man. Do you really trust that he's going to be able to make some of those throws that's going to, you know, possibly have to win you some games?
I do, because I've seen it before.
Okay.
I mean, what you're asking for Jacobian, he gave it to you in the national championship game.
I was just about to say that you saw it in the
He
celebration.
did. I said that with Perry last week, but.
Yeah.
And I think that game alone is why they named him the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year preseason. But again, we haven't seen that version of him. But we only saw it really one time last year consistently in the biggest game. I give him credit for that. But these first two games, all of last season, we didn't see that consistently. This is a guy that came from Power 5, from the ACC, and I just feel like he should be head and shoulders above all these other guys. Like, if I had a draft, I'm taking Andrew Body over him right now, even knowing Andrew is injury prone. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know he's going to fit the ball in tighter windows than Jacobian can. So I don't know, man.
I'm not down on Jacobian the way everybody else is. There are some other things that I want to see from a schematic standpoint in how we use him. But when it comes down to it, the thing is, we're not asking Jacobian to be Andrew Body. You know what I'm saying? We're not asking him to do those things. And so, again, what we need from him, because, again, and I want to make this very, very clear. We're not asking for a shit ton of production when we're talking about throwing the ball. I want you to understand, 225 yards, that's not a shit ton of yards. It's not. So if you look at what he did yesterday, and I can even go back to the Hampton game, there were about 3 or 4 balls. If he completes those, we're not having this conversation. The game is different. His stats are different, right? And the yardage is different, touchdowns are different. We go to the game yesterday, probably not going to have the touchdowns, but again, there are some passes that, again, if they're made, just like Andrew Body yesterday. Andrew Body makes some about 4 other completions. Their outlook is outlook is totally different. But we're not. But Jacobian, I'm telling you, he gets a solid 225, 2 touchdowns. I'm telling you, Jackson going to look like a whole different team. So it's a whole different thing. So
that was basically his stats in the Celebration Bowl.
That's why I'm saying
because when he can consistently make good throws, now your running game now is even more detrimental, especially now with the weapons you have at the wide receiver. Because it's like pick your poison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Ahmad Miller better than Irv Mulligan. I wouldn't say that right now, but I could see that coming to fruition in the near future. I feel like also TC them didn't give Ahmad and particularly the ball enough in the second half. I feel like they went away from him. And you got to give Southern Miss credit. They dominated the time of possession in that second half, especially in the third quarter, because I got back from the Ohio State game and watched the second half, and that I felt like they had the ball the whole third quarter. And that defense was spent, man. JSU defense is legit. But when you playing against guys as good as you, if not better in certain areas, and you on the field forever, you go be spent, and that's what happened to them in the second half. But I appreciate y'all for taking my call.
No problem, and for sure. But that's why I even mentioned earlier, forget, same equal as us or better in any game. The defense, you can't have a defense stand on the field for a long period of time. You can't have turnovers, and you can't beat yourself with penalties. I don't care who you play or what level is on. That's a recipe to lose. And your main thing for any team, no matter who it is, you want to minimize penalties, not have turnovers, you know what I'm saying, and to win a TOP. If you can run the ball, right, and keep your defense off the field, what does that do? That gives you a chance to win the game. That's all you can ask for on any level. So, but to answer your question in regards to Jacobian, I'm not down on him like everybody else is because again, my thing is, man, get my magic number for him is 225. If he gets there with 2 touchdowns, no one is coming close to us in this conference to beating us. I mean it.
Let me say this in closing, though, and I'm gonna get out the way because I know y'all ready to get off. I'm not down on him yet. We know what's gonna happen against Tuskegee, but that next matchup against Alabama A&M, and then you, I think, do you have a bye before Alabama A&M or a bye before Alabama State? Either way, I know you play them two back.
We have a bye. We have a bye after Alabama A&M. But you can scream the name. It could be Alabama State. I don't care what name you yell. If Jacobian throws for 225, 230, 2 touchdowns, and we're able to run the ball the way I think we can run the ball, we're not losing to nobody.
All I'm saying is, though, I'm worried at going into those games if he hasn't got better because he didn't play good against Alabama State last year at their place. But we'll see, man. I still love the kid. I like him a lot.
You know what? I'll tell you what. He
He
didn't have a great game against Alabama State, but I can even go back to Alabama State. Guess what? There were 2 passes in that game. If they're completed, that game's not close. Same thing applies, even in that game. So my thing is,
I think that's the point, though. Like, if they're not drops, if they're technically not drops, that's
right.
on him.
Overthrows.
That's on him. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
No. But the point is, for example, in the first game against Hampton, Savage dropped the ball. It wasn't on Jacobian. Savage dropped the ball. Fortillion dropped the ball. That's the point that I'm getting at. Those are completions. It wasn't on him. He did miss some throws, but that's what I'm saying. When I'm mentioning the completions in the first game, those were drops. You go back to Alabama State, we had 2 drops against Alabama State last year. That game should not have been close. And then you look at what he did underneath.
Not to cut you off, Zoe, but the thing with him more than anything, I need that completion percentage over 60%. He was at 51% last.
I'm not going to disagree.
Got to get that percentage up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can go to 25, but if you at 45 and 50%, that's not efficient, bro.
Well, now that's moving the goalpost. That's a different metric. We would like to have
all a part of playing quarterback.
I'm about to say that's part of playing quarterback.
No. What I'm saying is, yes, we would like to have a good completion percentage. But what I'm saying is, if he's still making the play, because remember, it's what we're asking for Jacobian. We're not asking him to be, you would like for him to be 20 of 24 passes for this amount of yards. But remember, we're talking about big plays because most of his passes are going to be down the field, go routes, down the seam on big pass plays. A lot of times I can use Mississippi State against Arizona State. Like when it's a big play, all I need is like 3 or 4 completions. If they're going for touchdowns, big plays, you pretty much won't have a good completion percentage. But if we got some big plays and they're called for touchdowns, we're good to go.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate y'all, man.
I have to say if because these things aren't happening. It's a question I'm answering it.
Again, if my auntie had a pecker, she would be my uncle. And and this is my thing. I've seen more of a USM exposed Morgan yesterday. I've seen more of a lackluster Morgan than I have seen of a good Morgan. So I would bet my money on the lackluster part. Now, depending on when he decides to show the celebration version of himself, or he's given the opportunity to, then that's another thing. But for the time that he's been in the SWAC, I've seen more lackluster version of a Jacobian Morgan than I have of the celebration version of himself. That's all. And I think the only thing that's been consistent is he's been able to live with just turning around and handing the ball off. And that's been his biggest blessing in his system. And I think the other thing that makes Jacobian Morgan frustrating, the only thing that makes it frustrating is this, is for teams, is his mobility, his legs. It gets you every single time, 36, 37, and you got everything locked up, and here he go, like a gazelle, long strides, and he picks up.
My thing to that point, that's my greatest hang up. I wish he were running more. That's my greatest hang up. I want him to run more and be more precise in his decision making to run the ball. Because again, I go back to the Texas Southern game. Great in that game. He had a long run, but my thing is if he's willing to pull the ball down run more, I think it gives the offense more oomph to it. You know what I'm saying? Outside of throwing the ball, because now this another thing, and also having someone else to key on him in in linebacker play. You know what I'm saying? That can help the running game out, but also help you out in another passing situation because you're going to have somebody to key in on them. So
I think this is a great example of what we're talking about, what you're talking about, the running. Because if you add, again, I look at it like this. You don't really need, I don't need 200 from Jacobian. If Jacobian gives me 130 with 60 rushing yards, that's a damn good game. Maybe like a rushing touchdown or whatever. Because again, all you're asking Jacobian Morgan to do is just keep moving the chain. That's all you're asking. And if we're in the 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, I just need you to make the one throw because we're gonna get that opportunity. We're gonna run, we're gonna run, we're gonna run, we're gonna run, we're gonna pass, we're gonna run, we're gonna run. As long as the chains keep moving, that's all you're really asking. And again, it doesn't even have to be in a pass play. Just keep the chains moving. So if it's 3rd and 6, I drop back and you don't see it and you can pick up 8 to 10 yards rushing. Okay, cool. And again, that's just doing what your team needs. Is this team going to be led by Jacobian Morgan to a championship? No, it's going to be led by the offensive line, the defense, and the running attack. That's just what this team is built off of, and that's how they're going to continue to be built. The thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to get in a shootout. If you get in a shootout with a team, Jacobian Morgan is not that guy, and that's where you don't want to be at, right? But other than that, if you keep the game 24-21, 17-20, like that's where Jackson State wants to live. But if they gotta get 10 points really quickly, or they gotta score 14, or if they're behind late in the game, and they're dealing with a high-powered offense that they can't stop, that you're gonna get in trouble. You're just gonna be in trouble. So that's my little 2 cents on that. But again, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? However that system is or whatever. It works for Jacoby and it works for Jackson State. So as long as it comes out with W's, listen, I'll take Southern to take it. Southern take the whole recipe right now, as long as they were winning games. As long as they was winning games. So, but last point before we get up out of here, though.
Nah, man, good slate of games last weekend. I'm looking forward to this upcoming slate next week. And we'll actually jump into that. Lord knows this weekend, this Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? We'll be on the live to react to it, but. Hey, man, we just need to see a better brand of football from everybody because, like we talked about last week, Scotty, with the penalties, it reared its head again over this slate of games this past weekend. And that's one thing we show ways to beat yourselves. You eliminate those things, not just Jackson State. We talk about Alabama and we talk about Alcorn. Even that Southern and Alabama State game, right? It was an uptick on penalties. And so we just talk about a better brand of football. If we can actually clear those things out, we can see the talent and good product on the field. So that's pretty much it.
And I'll say this. I think we're being disingenuous if you don't add Cornelius Brown into the SWAC Player of the Year conversation as well. 5 touchdowns in one game, 3 passing, 2 rushing. That ain't a slouch at all. You know what I'm saying? So got to throw him into that conversation as well of SWAC Player of the Year. Just want to throw that out there and shout out to them. Listen, guys, I know people like, Scotty, you on the A&M bandwagon? No, bro. I got a lot of HBCU merch, okay? And I'm on the Delaware State bandwagon. I still got to get me I got to reach out to their staff and get me Desean.
Hey, Mr. 32K, holler at your boy.
You said what?
Mr. 32K, holler at your boy.
Yeah, man. I need to. I got my Delaware State gear. I should have worn some of that today. But I need to get a Desean Jackson jersey. I got to reach out to their team and get me a jersey. But no, I'm riding with Alabama State. That's my bandwagon this year. Listen, I always said I'm not a fan of Cozy, not at all, not even the least bit. And I always wish well for FAMU, but I want Cozy to lose every game because the quicker he loses, the quicker he goes. That's just, and then we can get back on track. But for me this year, I'm rolling with my boy, everybody. My baby sleeps, so I can't go that long. He gonna kill me. So yeah, he laying down, so I just can't go that long. So I apologize. But listen, guys, as always, glad you could be here for us, man. Glad you're here for the late night recap. I know Sunday night football is going on. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. We will try to do a true post-game show if possible. We won't have lives. Shout out. Hey, make sure, hit them with your Cash App, man. Let them know where they can bless you for your birthday.
Hey, man, Zoe Phillips 1400, man. Zoe Phillips 1400.
Very simple, man. $sign Zoe Phillips 1400.
Your boy going to be 47 on Wednesday.
47.
Hey, man, I'm about to get that good insurance. ARP.
I'm about to be with you when we go out to breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Get the discounts.
That's on Tuesday.
Get the oh my God! Listen. So make sure you guys bless my man Zoe Phillips, Zoe Phillips 1400, man, 10, 20, 15, 30. Again, we out here, we're doing this for the love of what we do. And I mean, lunch money, whatever it is, man, just show some appreciation of you appreciate what he does for the space and for us entertaining us and coming on here at these late nights when his soon to be wife would definitely not always appreciate it. But we love you anyway, Miga. We love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you sharing them with us. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.